Throw gang, we are joined by the consulting king, the buying big dog. By day, he do e-com. By night, he get his freak on. He work on interiors and works the posterior. Might be an architectural digest, but he gets more than a D. Call him Mr. Conde if you nasty. The frat bros ain't popping, but every week is rush week. Raja of the Reese, he in showrooms, you sniffing hoe fumes. Loves making collection orders. He must be bisexual. The dump truck of Big Mac because he got that special sauce. His taste level untouched. You got mud butt. He got a cunt strut. Skin in the game like he uncut. Your shit ass, not talking butt stuff. Working the body like a gut punch. Buying and merchandising consultant Jesse Hudnutt. Jesse, how the hell are you?
Oh my God.
He had to put his shades on for that.
I just disassociated for that entire thing, but I really appreciate that.
I'll send it over for
you,
like your
James.
business card.
Yeah.
As you embark on this next phase of your career.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that my my voicemail.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I know, you guys.
We've had
Thank
to
you
beg,
so much.
dude. We've had to literally beg on our hands and
we've been
knees.
doing this kind of complex dance now, I think, for like a few years where you guys will, at an event will come up to me and be like, so, and I'll be like,
please.
I don't know.
Make us look cool,
And
dude.
then-
But then anytime your name gets mentioned, you're like, James, why am I getting so many follow requests? This is awesome. I should come on the pod. I'm like, yeah.
I always kind of know when my name gets mentioned because I will have 50 to 60
Hell yeah.
follow requests on IG, which I always let in. And I love that you guys put me on. And I'm really happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, dude.
It's been a long time
pleasure.
in the making. So
Thank you for biking over to Greenpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lovely bike ride. We're
It is a
finally
beautiful day.
into spring, it seems.
Is that how you stay so svelte? Is just your bike is your main means of transportation?
Bike has been my main means of transportation since I moved to New York, but a year or two ago, I got a friend of a friend introduced me to the marketing person from Van Moof.
Okay.
And so they gifted me a bike, probably one of the reasons they went out of business. They were giving away too many
They're very
bikes.
generous with the gifting. They didn't give me one.
Frank
Yeah.
Ocean.
I was trying to put you in touch
put me on
with
email,
them,
and I was like-
actually. But at that point, they were a little overextended,
wait.
I think.
So we're going out of business, and we
Yeah.
have no bikes to give out anymore.
Yeah, but I've always ridden a bike, but now I have an e-bike.
So that's like cheap. I mean, whatever.
But it's great, because it's like an assist e-bike, so you can put it at like a level 1 assist or 0 and just ride it regularly, which I do sometimes.
He puts the ass in assist.
Period. But when you go over the bridge,
Yeah.
it's really nice to have that little boost.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was a nice, easy little bike ride over from the Lower East Side. Lovely.
What's your
day.
address?
Yeah. Where do you live?
What is my address? Well, let's just say I live off Dime Square.
Ooh, which is where you should want to be.
Yeah, my
Caddy
little,
corner, adjacent.
yeah, close enough, but far enough away.
For sure.
Also.
Far enough away that you don't get the stench.
Yeah.
Right. Far enough away to be a little inconspicuous.
Far enough away to be a grown ass man.
Far enough away to live in basically a retirement community, if I'm being honest with you.
I think we have podcasted in your building with another guest.
Yeah. They're really cool buildings with a cool history. It's the Seward Park Co-ops. There's 4
You
of them.
said too much.
There's 4 of them, and you don't know which one I live in.
Okay, true.
You got a
There's
25% chance of
buildings.
John Lennoning Jesse Hudnutt at his crib.
Yeah.
Don't come for me.
Just hit the white people projects and go tower 1 through 4 and see if you can find them.
Kind of mixed.
Yeah.
But there's cool. They have a cool history. They were built by labor unions, like mid-century New York. My building was built in 1960. But
Stand with the unions.
also Pat Field lives in my building and also has a studio. The costume designer from Sex and the City and
Legend.
a lot of other. Yeah.
Yes.
So it kind of feels like a bit of a New York-y kind of
Right.
zone.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, Jesse, you have the dubious distinction of someone who has been name dropped constantly
Yeah.
and has yet to ever come on until today. So this is a big moment. And the first thing you want to do as one of the most tasteful guys we know is a fit check where you're going to walk us and the audience at home through the totality of everything you wore today. Jacket, bag, socks, the whole deal. The choice for you is do you want to go top down or bottom up? And there is a correct answer.
I think I want to go top down. I'm so sorry about
Well, look,
that.
honestly, if
That's
Jesse's
what
one
I
of those
don't
guys
lead
where-
with footwear. I mean, footwear is not where I lead from. It never really has been.
You lead
I
from the
don't
heart.
think. Kind of, yeah. I mean, if I have to choose one, I would probably go top down.
Okay, then let's do it. Fuck it.
All right, let's go. So the hat I'm wearing is Montbell.
Beautiful.
We love Montbell.
We love a camo hat.
I mean, are you a gay guy in 2024 if you don't have a camo hat? Lauren?
Well,
what's the-
yeah, true. I got a lot of them.
How come the gays are dressing like the fucking John's enthusiasts of a few years ago, and when it comes to like the workwear and the camo and stuff like that, and it's kind of like flipped almost.
I mean, it's definitely like the Bushwickification of gay guys. I don't know what it is. It seems like kind of like Jack Donahue from Salem, but like trend delayed by 15 years somehow. But I mean, I'm down with it. My thing is like if you can pull it off and make it look good, then great.
Right. Sure.
But I mean, there's that really funny meme that was like two guys dressed like in the sort of vein of like a trailer park and camo hat, Carhartt. One of them is wearing cowboy boots and one of them's wearing Air Force Ones. And the guy in cowboy boots is drinking a bud. And the other guy is like, can you help me boof this ketamine?
Hell yeah.
That's kind of where
We can all learn from each
the
other.
differentiation line for me.
Okay. What about the glasses that you were so nice to bring us pairs of?
Glasses, yes. I have to plug my friends where I can. These glasses are by my friend Thistle Brown, who's a stylist. He has his own eyewear brand that he started last year called Thistles.
Is it the coolest sunglass brand in New York right now?
I love what he
Feels
does.
like it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's really being very intentional about, I think, growing the brand, starting with only a few styles. He's about to add some more for the spring summer release, I believe in June. So look out for that. But he has a lot of industry experience doing styling for like Miriam Nazir Zadeh and different just cool downtown brands and Paris-based brands. And I feel like he knows the look, like he knows enough to add a little bit of spice into it, but to keep it really, really classic.
Fuck, marry, kill,
that's what I like.
Thistles, Sun Buddies, or
We're not going there. That's for the
Stop naming
paywall.
clients.
That's for the paywall, baby.
Okay. Moving on down. Do we want to go jacket that you wore? That beautiful leather?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that leather jacket
Outside in like an
I
onion.
wore. It was a little too hot today to wear it, but I kind of wanted to wear it for you guys because it's, I think,
It's beautiful.
the most prized possession
Whoa,
of clothing that
tell
I
me
have.
more.
Yeah, so I bought it at one of my favorite vintage stores in Paris, which has the silliest name of any store that's ever existed,
Well, they're
but is
French.
pretty cool. It's called Thanks God I'm a VIP.
That's on Lawrence's fucking business
Sounds
card.
like the title of a housewife single, dude.
And thanks is spelled with an X.
Oh, it's inclusive.
And
Ally.
even though it's in English, it's the most French store ever. Like the staff is like, they're just very quintessentially French, and they have a lot of.
What does that mean? In like, are they rude and smoking cigarettes?
They're a
with-
little rude. Yeah, they're a little rude. They're kind of wearing berets and like blue workwear jackets.
Their children are
and
vaping.
They're
You know how it
more
is.
like the old school. They feel
Oh, the
kind
children
of
are
like
smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
they're
As they should.
giving like what's the series, the UK series, Absolutely Fabulous. They're giving like
Some
that
ab fab.
generation
Okay.
of
Yeah.
fashion.
Okay.
But the Paris version. But it's a really
So
nice shop.
proto cunty.
Yeah, I would say so. There's some great shit in there, and the prices are not crazy.
So what are we looking at with this jacket?
Yeah.
I think I got that jacket for 600 euros.
Do you know the brand?
It's Miu Miu.
Oh, do we know the year?
I could probably research it because there's this Berlin-based fashion archive called Endema. This guy has the most helmet lying of anybody in the world, apparently, but he has something else from this collection in the same leather. I want to say it's like 2001 or 2, maybe.
So, woman's trench?
it's
Or-
actually when Miu Miu had men's
Oh,
wear.
okay.
And
First time.
Stefano Pilati was the design assistant under
Wow,
Mucha.
rich.
So it's like Pilati, Mucha, really good combo, I feel, of designers.
fucking
It's just such a
fire.
nice color.
Mhm.
But it was right when I went freelance and I was in Paris for a client, and I had looked at it in the shop 3 successive fashion weeks in a row. So January, February, June. And finally, I was like, okay, if I get to a certain point, if the bag gets to a certain point by next fashion week, and this is still here, I'm buying it, and I just went for
It's
it.
nice to set goals.
Yeah, yeah, and I love it. It's one of those things like I got it, and I remember going out to Cicciolina, the like party at the end of Fashion Week, and I just gay guys were like really eyeing me in this coat, not because they liked it, but because they recognized it.
Oh, got it.
They were
That's
like,
the coat that's been sitting there for
they
3
were
fashion
like,
weeks.
They were like, nice. You got
Respect.
that one. You got
Respect.
it.
Jesse got
Good
the bag.
for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Okay. This man's
Wire-
making money now.
The wire cleared.
Leather
Yeah.
money.
But I love like a leather piece, an
When you're-
investment leather piece just generally. And
Right.
it felt like a really good one.
How much leather do you own? Like what percentage of your outerwear is leather?
I
at
have
point?
this Wise Yoji Yamamoto Wise
Yeah.
black leather coat that is also like a staple piece that I got secondhand at Tokyo 7 for only like $250.
love
which
a
is
deal.
crazy. Love a deal.
Who doesn't?
I have like a polo suede jacket. I have these Kiko leather pants that I'm obsessed with.
Cows hate this guy.
But that's kind of it, though. I don't think I have anything else. But I wear those pieces a lot,
Right.
especially in the winter.
They
They're
don't
really
get.
warm.
They get better with time. I mean, look at this guy.
They get better with time. They're super functional. They're good in all weather. They look cool.
Leather weather. Yeah.
When you're so as a buying merchandising consultant, you're traveling, and we're going to talk about like your kind of like your travels and fucking the jet setting lifestyle. Do you end up just shopping the whole fucking time you're doing like fashion month?
Kind of. No, I mean, I feel like I did way more. Like
Used to.
I've been in the game, over 15 years now.
Skin in the game like he's uncut.
Oh my god! Which again, paywall.
Right. Yes. Also, not sure what
just
the
a speculation.
Again, paywall. You have to pay for that information.
Right.
Yeah.
15 years in the game.
I feel like I did. Like there was a point at which I was making money, and it was novel. Making money was novel, and I was really into shopping for clothing. Not that I'm not. I still always will be, but I think I've sort of. And obviously we'll probably get into this, but in the last couple of years have been buying more stuff for my house.
Yeah.
And I think when I know that I'm going to be in a zone where I'm going to get a deal, or when you're traveling and you're like, I'm only going to be able to go to the Prada outlet outside of Florence for once a year when I go to the Pitti trade show. Like I'm going to drop some coinage there.
Sure. Some lira.
But I don't go into stores in New York and just buy stuff generally, unless it's like a secondhand store or consignment store where it feels like, wow, that's a find. I got to grab that. Yeah. But mostly more when traveling.
Okay.
I will shell out. Because,
Just curious.
you always find you didn't pack something you need. And it's like, then you justify it. And
Because as a buying consultant, your job is to buy.
Yeah.
So it's just
my job is to get paid to spend other people's money.
But separating
What a gig.
separating
What a
the
life.
separating the leaving the work at the office,
Yeah.
versus just being like going buy crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I'm a buyer. I fell into doing buying. It wasn't something I necessarily set out and meant to do, but I think I'm doing it because I love to shop. Like, I mean, I love to shop. I love to buy stuff. I love to look at clothes. I love to put clothes on.
you put
Sometimes
that shit
buy
on.
them.
Yeah.
Like look at the whole marketplace and sort of assess like what I think of it and make decisions based on that
If you
and
do
see what
you
other
love,
people are wearing.
You never work a day in your life.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's good and bad things about it, but that aspect, and also just like I've been able to work with my friends like a lot, so
Tricky
That's another
tricky business,
big
dude.
part of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I mean, you have to be sensitive.
I'll just say
there.
this before we continue on with the fit check because you're wearing a lot of clothes. And this
am
isn't,
wearing
and
a
this
lot of
isn't someone that
clothes.
with a lot of guests, we'll just be like, okay, sure, pants, okay, cool, let's get into it. With you, we want to
let's
spend a
go
lot of time in the
quickly
fit
through
check, but I'll just say this: if you want any indication of where the market trends, what the hit pieces are going to be, follow this man on Instagram, and he's accepting all follows, right?
The gates are open, I believe.
Come on in. Come on in. It's nice and warm in here. You're all
right.
welcome to see my crazy brain on Instagram.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So underneath the coat,
2 shirts.
Underneath the coat, I'm layering 2 shirts.
Bannon mode.
The first one is Bannon, period. Actually, yes. That is a style.
Bannon.
inspo, for sure.
The Kaiser of the collars, dude.
I mean, this is definitely a trend. I mean, it's
Shirts on
it's
shirts?
the most classic thing ever in the world, but I feel like, it is something I'm seeing more and more.
Oh, I'm going to be stealing this little because I
Just
have the
a half zip,
yeah.
or like, in Paris in January when I was there for the menswear and going to the showrooms and stuff. It's like, who isn't making a knit polo nowadays?
Right, they're everywhere.
It's just everywhere. Everyone's making it. Some people have made them forever. Some people have recently started putting them in collections. This one is from my friend's brand Maiden Name, which you guys know and
course,
talked
love.
about on here. And
Both friends and colleagues of ours.
friends, colleagues.
Collaborators.
Also, we went to college together. Me,
that
James,
too.
Alex, and David. But Alex, the designer of this shirt, was at Ralph Lauren, and I feel like this is kind of very in in the realm of what she loves, which is kind of like 90s Calvin Klein New York, like minimal
Western chest pockets.
Yeah, a lot
like,
of Western sort of vintage inspired details. But this is just, it's in like a wool jersey. So it's stretchy, it's warm. It like kind of wicks moisture. It's a performance piece that doesn't really look like it.
the best kind.
And yeah, I love this. I wear this all the time. It kind of goes for, it can look dressed up, it can look dressed down. And then this shirt underneath is just Gap, like thrifted old Gap.
Like 90s?
Yeah.
Just
it's
a
like
gingham
when
from
the
the
logo
90s.
was a little more serif font, you know, like before it got a little like more whatever it looks like
I'm
now.
saying yes, I have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
can kind of like find those like old Gap pieces because it's just somehow the logo looks very slightly different. But yeah, I forget where I got it. Probably back in Ohio or somewhere in Florida or something.
Is the shirt on shirt thing, is that something we're seeing coming out of Scandinavia? Or is this
the half zip thing for me, I was, you know, it's always been like in the ether or whatever, but I think that is a kind of Scandi thing for me, or at least they sort of brought it back around. Like when I first started with Très Bien, I feel like the half zip was such a staple for them.
Yeah.
In their collections, they did like the sweatshirts with the funnel neck, but it's a half zip. I guess quarter zip, let's say, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
we've
half zip
had the
would be
same
that.
argument many times because we love a quarter zip on this podcast.
Yeah,
this is
quarter
proof
zip.
that it's happening, by the way. Now you don't need to take our word for it. Listen to the man himself.
I think it's coming around. I mean,
Where do you think we got it? This guy.
Exactly. We stole it.
well, I stole it from somebody else, so that's just the way it works. But
That's fashion. Welcome to fashion,
Trickle
baby.
down driponomics.
period. Also, did you guys catch like, and I'm not the biggest Bottega fan. I don't really wear it. In terms of the pieces, like it's not super for me, but like Matthew Blasi, is that how you say his last name? The creative director.
You going blazy,
Matthew
Matthew Blasi.
Yeah,
so
whatever.
he was posting like a few months ago just these really nice close-up layered shots.
Yes,
of,
I
like,
love that stuff.
a
Yeah.
neck down, like a neck down of
Just like rigs.
a shirt,
Yeah.
a shirt, a tie, a cardigan, a leather jacket, in like really nice colors and different textures. That spoke to me a lot. I think like that was a big inspiration for me.
Same, dude. The styling was like, I'm like, oh, I can't afford any of this, but I can layer my own shit exactly like this big brain genius.
Yes, you don't need to be wearing Bottega to do that kind of
Who
look.
can afford it?
And I
He's
feel
not
like that's more and more prevalent. I mean, I saw that a bit in like the Our Legacy styling from their lookbook for fall 24. Like one of the guys in the showroom had a full zip cardigan, but with a tie and a shirt. So yeah, I'm into that vibe right now. So I wanted to rep that a little bit today too.
Let's move on down to the pantalones.
Yeah.
The pants are like, I wear these every day pretty much. These are like my work from home pants, when I go out in the world pants, but they're the third cut denim from Our Legacy.
Legace.
Yeah, baby.
Love
They
them.
just
Perfect cut.
They fit so
Perfect fit?
great. I
Yeah.
love how they fit.
They're really
They
good.
kind of just hang in a really nice way.
And you're a tall
they're
drink of water. You don't have to.
comfortable.
They don't pull at your ankles, or do they?
A tiny bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me
a
check
little.
this. Let me check this fit pic from earlier.
Are
Let's-
you
let's check
more
the pool
torso
in.
than leg? Are you more of a Larry guy or a Jimmy guy?
I'm a lot of torso.
Okay,
Okay,
you're more
you're
of a Jimmy guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm all leg,
lots of
baby.
torso.
We
Yeah.
got some pooling in the fit pic here. I can confirm.
Yeah,
but like
you get a
just the
little
right amount of break.
break.
Yeah.
You get a little break. In 'em.
Absolutely.
But it's cool how they do that, like digital print trompe l'oeil.
Yeah, boy.
It looks like it's worn in, but then if you look at the back of it, you can kind of see it's printed.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to get more. I want to get a different colorway in these because I just wear them all the time.
You have the pink ones,
I have
right?
the pink
Those
ones.
are sick.
You have two pairs.
I have the black and blue fake like fade ones. They're fucking amazing.
What are the other denim fits you guys are into right now?
Our own collaboration
Yeah.
with
Oh
316.
yeah, I saw that
Those
those
are
sold
great.
out like
Yeah,
instantaneously.
and then I like 501s and silver tabs.
Silver
501s.
tabs, loose and baggy. I like the orally hard twist.
Those are
jeans,
nice.
which are like pretty baggy.
The wide or the regular?
I think just regular.
The regular,
Whatever
I kinda
was
like
on
more.
sale.
And then my
They
favorite.
make two cuts, but they're both good. But I sort of like the regular. The regular is still
I
quite
think
loose.
because I had to
fit.
imagine the wide is like wide.
Mhm.
And then my favorite trouser cut is from Maiden Name.
Yes, the Emily trouser from
Yes,
Maiden.
so
really,
fire.
really nice. Really nice. Definitely can be super versatile. Like, you know, in terms of you want to like look good going out
Yeah,
to dinner
sure.
or just dress them down. I wear those a lot as well. They're
What are-
they're like sweatpants as trousers.
I know
They're
they're
just
so
comfy.
comfortable. They're so comfortable. What are
Music to my
the
ears.
shoes that we're pulling the digi denim on?
The shoes are I pulled out because it's just nice and I wanted to wear some color, but they're the collaboration between Ron Ra, which is a London-based brand that's pretty new, and Solomon.
Ooh, those are Solomons?
Take some
Yeah.
notes.
They're Solomons.
Damn, okay. Those are
And
fire.
they're, God, I don't know the name of the.
No, we didn't expect
Of
you to
the-
say the model of the shoe.
The model is, I think, in their main line, but it's special colorways that Ron does, and I think that's what I love about Ron is they're kind of like post stony, like doing a lot of washed technical fabrics. In
Ron
really
Ra.
pop.
How do you
Okay,
spell this?
So the name
Sounds like Bob Blah Blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blah blah
The
blah.
name, okay, so I think they made this name to try to I think because their prior name was the name of the designer,
Okay.
who's an Icelandic guy, lovely guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Arnar
Yeah,
Mar
yeah.
Johnson
Yeah.
is his name.
And
But you know,
it was like the A had a circle on top, and like the R was
Right.
backwards or some
it's
shit.
just like the kind of thing where it's like you're working with someone for 2 years and you're still like, wait, what is it called
Yeah.
It's
again?
a Bjork lyric.
So they want. I think they want. So Ranra is Arnar backwards.
Got it.
Okay.
So it's like
And so-
Luar. It's like Luar.
It's kind of like Luar. I mean, we all know Miss Raoul is a trendsetter. So, but no, they're great, and they're coming out with another
Nice.
one this season that
Sick.
looks really
Sounds
cool
like a
too.
little sleeper collab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And a
like their
sleeper
stuff.
brand. Put it on your radar,
Yeah.
folks. Shit is nice.
Let's get
Yeah.
into the accessories, maybe. What about the socks that are in the Ron Ras?
The socks, these are just Uniqlo.
Okay.
Nice.
Which I get like
What about
every
the hardware all up and around your face?
hard. Oh, the jewelry.
Yeah.
This is was a gift from Martine Ali,
Mm.
the Bushwick-based
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sterling silver
Mhm.
designer. I did a project with her for a client a few years ago, and she was kind enough to send this to me. I wear it all the time. I love it. It's so kind of like, you know, Catholic
Religious.
schoolboy
Yeah.
in a way.
But like the
Naughty.
silver beads, like
Yeah.
90s, 2000s.
Yeah, it's just simple. It's like a classic ball chain. And then this is, you know, I mean, I was confirmed. I grew up Catholic, but I don't think I would ever wear like a crucifix or a
Right.
cross because that's a little over the top. But this is just a hint of it.
I like
Just a
that.
hint of Jesus.
a hint
Yeah.
of Jesus, the
Just-
Virgin,
just
a hint
a
of the
pinch.
Virgin.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh.
Pinch of the Virgin Mary.
anything but.
Yeah.
What about the?
Are you drinking Diet Pepsi?
I prefer Diet Pepsi to Diet Coke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my quirk. What are the? What's in the ears?
Oh, the ears. Okay, so this is Maiden as well.
Yup.
David's design. We love these guys. Which he did with you guys.
This one,
actually.
yeah.
We,
Yeah.
did,
is-
we did an earring? Yes, we did. That's
You
right.
did this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. With the little like kind of arrowhead style. Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I love this thing. I mean, I wear this every day. I wear it to bed in the shower.
You're welcome.
It's really nice. Thank you so much.
You paid for that, right? Or was that?
I can't remember.
I don't
can't
have. Do you have one? I don't have
can't
one.
divulge that.
I have a different one that I will wear on some
Oh,
very
yeah,
special
yeah.
occasions that Nico has.
It's like a hoop with some.
It's a hoop with like some
gemstones on it.
Yeah, yeah.
He wears to parties where we run into Jesse.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Go to Bushwick. Let me get my maiden on.
Yes. Don't ever say that to David. Not Bushwick girl.
What's on the wristicle?
This is Chrome Hearts.
Damn, bro.
Chunky.
My man's looking
Yeah.
like West Side Gun, dude. That
This
is
is-
gigantic.
This is when you need to kind of elevate a bit.
Is that also a
I
daily?
don't wear it all the time. No, definitely not a daily. This thing's fucking heavy. I'll show you.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah. Let's see the. Oh my lord, dude.
It's hefty.
Oh yeah. Look at this shit, dude.
I felt this.
But
before.
I love
Yeah,
that
it
thing.
is-
That was a
it is
gift.
from the Starks.
This was a gift, yeah, from Arya. We go way back.
No, I bet the Stark like the Stark family, the Chrome Hearts family.
Oh, this was not a gift from them. No, this was a gift from a friend back in the day, like forever ago.
Right.
Before it was cool.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
or played out.
From one of my friends who really made it.
Oh wow. Also,
Really?
it's not like it's not explicitly Chrome the way that a lot of like Chrome
Yeah.
stuff is now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
It
like
doesn't scream Chrome.
it's
yeah,
re-
like
it's
like
pretty-
my big guy right here.
Sorry, what's that? Let me get my
Cute.
Sort
I love
low to
that.
high at the Aspen store, as James likes to say. It is cute though. That's why I got it. It's cute. Okay,
Sort
all right.
by price.
Okay, don't laugh in my face on my own pod.
No, I've had this forever, but I went into the store on Washington Street once because I had to get it repaired, and they were definitely looking at me like, "Why do you have this?"
Really?
Like a
Are you a
little
rapper?
bit, a little
Yeah,
bit. They're
it's a
like, "What
rapper
are
piece."
you doing? Why do you have? This?
Are you Drain Gang?
No, but I love
That's
this
Diesel.
piece.
Yeah.
It's really fun to do the. I mean, I wear a lot of sterling silver, so whenever you
Sure.
actually get around to cleaning it, it's like you have new jewelry all
Absolutely.
all of a sudden because it just
Bright,
becomes
shiny,
like
and chrome.
mirrored. mirrored again. Yeah.
And then the stud, we got a stud up
Oh,
top.
my bad.
Stud.
skip the
Oh yeah,
stud.
Maria Tash.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Where-
shout out my Long Island Jap girlies.
Where Beyonce got her belly button pierced.
Really?
Yes.
Wait,
Straight
I got
up?
my ear
Yeah.
pierced at the same place Beyonce got her belly button pierced?
That's the rumor. Somebody told me that.
Fire.
I mean, do you guys fact check this podcast?
Fuck no, dude.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
All right.
What's a
We're not real
podcast?
journalists. What are you talking about?
Yo, facts B, then yeah, fact check
Yeah,
right
that
there.
kind of fact check. The New York kind. Tell me about this carabiner. What's a cool like
carabiner?
Yeah, what's,
This is also Montbell. I get these as gifts for all my friends.
Oh,
oh,
nice.
that's a good gift.
Whenever I go to Tokyo, it's like I just raid that store.
Oh, so this is Japan exclusive Montbell? Like
I
the
think
hat
they
and
sell this actually because
probably do.
I've gone back and bought gifts for people, and it's really sweet. I mean, it's just like the Montbell website. You can buy like something little for somebody, and
Right.
they'll do like a little note.
Oh,
and
cute.
wrap it and send it for you for not that much money. So I did go. They have like a Colorado-based e-commerce. I think I got this on there, but I originally found that through. Going to Japan and going to that store and just being like, wow, why is everything so cheap here?
Right.
And so well made. And just, it's like very low key compared to a lot of other outdoor brands, which I appreciate a lot.
yeah, 100%. It's
'Cause they're
definitely kind of
Japanese
slept
and
on.
Yeah.
tasteful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
What about the undies?
Yeah, the
The
panties.
undies? What am I even wearing right now? I don't know. Oh, polo.
Wait.
Boxers.
Yes. You're getting added to the list, buddy.
Oh, is that a thing?
So I'm a boxersman myself, and we are a rare breed, us clackers.
Right.
The ones
I
who
just
like
want to be free.
free range testicles. It's free range testicles. So I'm adding to the list. It's mostly
Who
fictional
else is on
characters.
there?
Jesse, Hud, Nut.
He's not kidding. He has a list.
Okay.
Okay.
Running list.
All right, here we go.
need to publish this.
Tony Soprano, fictional
Sick.
character. Reynolds Woodcock from Phantom Thread. Old Dirty Bastard. Yoakum from Our Legacy.
Okay, work.
Nick Wooster. Meals by Cougine. Aaron Levine. Mel Ottenberg. Antonio.
Melzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antonio Ciangoli. Harrison, aka The Dare. Blake Abbey. Another tall drink of water. Jonah Weiner.
Blakey.
Ace Rothstein in Casino. And Jesse Hudnutt.
That is a solid list.
Yeah.
I
That's
will
actually a
say.
really good murderers row of dope dudes.
Yeah.
That let the free range nuggets run.
I feel like, boxers have always been in the repertoire, but recently it's like all I want to wear. I mean, I think it's also because I just want to wear like, the Emily pant, like something loose. And it's like, it fits better with
Want
like
the
a
airflow.
loose fitting pant. But yeah, I switch it up from time to time. But boxer is the most consistent right now.
Hell
but
yeah.
I also recently, and I should have worn them so I could have an excuse to talk about them, but I'll just talk about them anyway.
off.
I recently got a pair from Charvet in Paris.
Okay.
Do you guys ever go there?
I mean, I'm familiar with their game.
I wasn't aware they
It's-
did boxers.
Yeah.
It's such a cool store. It's like if you're ever in Paris, it's just fun to walk in there. But I was with two friends who were lucky enough to be having custom shirts made there.
Ooh.
So I got to go upstairs and like look at all of the insane fabrics they have, and like, the bespoke shirting guys were like helping us find stuff. And of course, I wasn't really in the market or the budget to be getting a custom shirt, but I was like, I want to get something.
Right.
And so went into the drawers and like found a pair, really cute, like nice poplin, beautiful, creamy cotton fabric, like just so nice.
They're your black tie boxies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Damn, I don't know
those
if
are
I
my
could
faves.
I don't know if I can afford new Charvet boxers. I might have to get some gently used
They're
ones.
not cheap. Yeah, you might want.
Well, how much is a pair of boxers? Like, let's be real.
think they were 180 euros.
That's a lot
But you know
for
what?
underwear.
Maybe 160.
You know what?
But it was like a souvenir, and I
Sure.
didn't buy anything else that
And
trip.
you
It
should
was
be
just like,
spending money on the stuff that is touching your cock and balls, like
Yeah. There we
protecting.
There we go.
Like, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
it's
your armor.
important. Yeah.
What's the belt, real quick? We've
Oh,
should
Oh,
show
the
that.
belt is
What the fuck?
from Noah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
It's like it's a Western belt.
It's a
it's
Western
like a
belt.
croc?
Yeah. It's like a
Embossed.
little embossed
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, I did some consulting work for them a year or two ago and had a credit left, and I was just like,
Nice.
this is kind of the perfect belt. I
Damn,
think
I didn't
wear
know
it
they were
all
doing
the time.
Western belts. That's nice.
Yeah. Love
Okay.
it.
All right. Well. And you're sipping on. Oh, what about the
Sipping
bag?
on. Oh, the bag is also old Miu Miu.
Of course.
But I love it because it kind of just looks like a deli bag at
Yeah.
first. Like it's like, oh, is that a black plastic bag? But no, it's like a
We pulled up
designer
and I was like, oh,
handbag.
Jesse got a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
He came
It
through the
doesn't-
Aki way.
It doesn't look like much, which I think in New York is good to have something
No logo,
understated.
right? It's like
Otherwise,
super-
there's a
Over here
tiny
embossed.
little embossed
Oh,
one
but
at the
come on, so
bottom.
tasteful.
But I got this from this guy who I'm gonna I'm not
Shout
going
him
to
out.
say his Instagram
Oh.
correctly because it's just letters and numbers.
Oh.
But you guys probably know him. NDWC0.
Yes, I love that follow. He has
Account.
heat, dude.
Yeah, he has amazing stuff. When we opened Trivia in London, he did a whole bunch of vintage in the store. So I worked with him on that. And I always just watch what he has because he has really cool shit.
Heaters.
Old Prada, old Miu Miu.
Great follow.
So
And
yeah,
you,
I got
and you
this through
brought
him.
you BYOB'd with your own.
I brought my own
Divisive
beverage.
La Croix.
Yeah, I drink this. I would probably be an alcoholic if this didn't exist.
Okay. Well, thank you to La Croix.
Because I mean, I love to drink, and I do drink often.
That's a great line. I love
I
to
kind
drink.
of wish I was having a drink right now, honestly. But at
Got some
home,
beers if
You want a beer?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Wine if you want.
Like, you know, just like
Got some
at
limoncello if you
home,
want.
this is what I will drink. Like,
Is your
it's-
fridge just stocked?
I always have it at
Did to
home.
wait until 5 p.m. to crack the limoncello.
Kind of, actually. I do wait.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
And it sort of tastes like lemon birthday cake, like lemon
Yeah.
vanilla cake,
Nice.
but it somehow has no sugar in
I
it.
like
and
that.
it's just,
It is
I don't know. I am
disgusting in my
true-
opinion. It's the worst.
that's what I mean about divisive. Like
Yeah.
you either
It's like
love it or hate
cilantro.
it. It's, yeah, it's I don't know, but
That's the next
it's
flavor
for me.
LaCroix should make is
gross.
cilantro.
They
flavor
probably would
LaCroix.
do that. I
Yeah.
bet it would be fire, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fit check, drink check complete. Jesse, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast. We have so much to get through.
Mhm.
I mean, your resume is so illustrious. I want to start at the beginning and kind of go chronologically because, you know, this podcast, our time together, this is all about you.
Okay,
Right?
great.
We went to college together.
Yes.
And again, this podcast is about you. What do
oh,
you
dear
think of
God.
me?
What do I think about you?
What did you think of me at college?
I always thought you were so sweet. We always like would say hello. I mean, we weren't like super close in college.
No. Damn. Wish I could go
But-
back, bro.
That was like, and it was always fun to see the people from Vassar who came to New York, the ones who were in fashion. And so we would always, I remember running into you in Capsule Trade Show and like, we would always, you
We
know,
partied a few times, but like, yeah, it was kind of like separate.
what did you
but, like,
think of me?
Yeah, you were awesome. Like, who's this cool guy?
Yeah.
I was shy. I don't know.
You're a shy guy.
I feel
Shy
like
guy. Shy
I
halud.
still am.
Is this like, are you nervous to be on this pod?
I'm a little nervous.
You don't
but I'm
sound
not-
nervous.
I'm not like,
You want me to put some fucking
you
rum
wanna-
in that limoncello?
yeah, do you have any
You want a
Clonopins lying
floater?
around?
A Clonopin floater. That's another flavor that LaCroix should make. Clonopin
Yeah.
cilantro, dude.
Crack per 30.
Yum,
So
that
you were-
sounds fucking
So
good.
you guys were two brewers passing in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fashion brought you together.
yeah, I
it
would say
did.
so.
And fashion, you kind of very quickly made that your career. Like, how quickly after school did you become one of the first employees at opening ceremony?
That was just so, I was so lucky to be part of that era of OC. Like, I basically, how did it go down? Okay, so yeah, 2006, I got an internship at Paper Magazine, which at the time was located
R.I.P..
on
Which at the time existed.
RIP, but then they came back.
Yeah.
They're back
Yeah.
now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
As
they
like
were
a fucking ad
resurrected.
agency.
I think some of the original people are still there. I don't know the T, but
Right.
they are
just
still
being
around.
mean,
But yeah,
but-
you're right. RIP as
It's
well.
like
because it did-
Stalker or
Yeah.
fucking.
It's
all
definitely a
places.
It's
media
a bustle media
outlet.
property.
I think it is.
I don't know who owns
Probably.
it.
But okay, so you're a paper.
So I was at Paper, and I was also working part time at a literary journal that my
What?
English advisor from Vassar helped me out to get a job at Pen America Journal. So I was doing this kind of media thing, sort of, I was an English major in college, kind of thought that's where I was headed. And then I remember leaving Paper, I think for my like first day, and I had been to opening ceremony before previously, but I just wandered in, and I had been on a semester abroad the 2005 fall in London. I did a little traveling around Europe, and I bought a pair of, get ready for it, Cheap Monday jeans,
Ooh.
which were not yet
Hell
available
How
in
many
the
of
States.
us? You know, come on, let's be real.
How snug were they on the
They were
hiney?
very tight.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were very tight, which I'm not feeling right now, but
Right.
the pendulum of fashion swings, and it was very much at the end of skinny pants. Well, at the sort of beginning of skinny pants. You couldn't really
This
get
is
them.
05?
This was 05
Yeah.
into 06.
Well, the strokes were out already, so it was happening for
But
sure.
that Cheap
Yes.
Monday level domination.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was sort of the beginning of like that being something that you could buy not just from a designer like Dior Own
Oh,
or
right, totally.
APC or
Right.
these bigger brands. And it was like they were I remember $65 skinny jeans. It was cheap. They were cheap Mondays.
Real quick, just one word answer. Are skinny jeans on the way back? Yes or no?
No.
Woo!
Okay.
Not yet.
Vindicated.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's two words.
To me,
It's like climate change.
It's all relative, right? I think
like climate change.
Everyone's on right. It's just exactly.
It's a beautiful day today.
We're just a frog sitting in a pot of water
Oh
that's
my
slowly heating up, and it's skinny
God.
jeans and climate change. But okay, so you wandered into OC.
Yeah, but so
in your
that's what
skinny jeans. And Umberto's
in
like,
my
God damn,
skinny
those are tight.
jeans, and Umberto and Carol were there in the shop that day, and we just started chatting, and they were like going to stock them next season.
Oh, wow.
They were going to be the first store
Man, you
the
beat
States.
Umberto and Carol?
Well, we probably discovered them at the same time, or maybe them even a bit before me because they had placed the order already.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I can't claim that. But it was the sort of beginning.
Lisa
like,
Nagalib. When they saw the fucking Cheap Monday. Sorry, I'm still in Dune brain mode.
yeah, let's keep the Dune references
Sorry, I'm
going.
done.
I'm down.
But they were impressed. Clearly.
I don't know that they were impressed, but I think that they figured this person could work here because he knows like some of the products that are going to be selling in the store, and that's what I did. I literally worked in the store. I sold jeans, and I watched Umberto and Carol, with customers in the way that they would like sell. They wouldn't sell. They would literally, and was always their thing, was like storytelling. They would like when someone picked up a piece of clothing and looked at it like, what the fuck is this? They would explain it, and it would be cool. I would love
versus
that.
prescriptive, which is how it really should be.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like filling in the blanks. You look at something visually and might not fully understand it at first,
Right.
but then when you understand
Here's
who the
why it's
designer
important.
is, and
Here's what you can do with
not
it.
even important, but just like why it is that way. And I think they were just really into learning from designers and hearing about what their process was and what their goals were and what their values were, and then relaying that to the customers as they came in. And I loved that. I thought that was so cool.
Did you overlap with my brother when he worked at OC for summer?
Yes.
Was that was a few years later though, right?
I mean, I always say OC was basically like Manhattan's third fashion school after Parsons and FIT because so many people went through there.
Yeah,
like
it's a fucking bar.
I run into people almost on a weekly basis, like out
work
or at
there.
events or something. Like, oh, you worked at it out. Like, yeah, nice. To say, it's like more so even than Vassar.
Were
It's
you the
like
first full-time employee at OC?
no. I
don't know
was
why I
not.
thought
They were founded in 2002. I came in 2006. So
yeah.
they had been established as. I mean, Umberto and Carol had like such a incredible network at that point. I mean, because they were. I don't even know. I think they were 30. I think at that point, so they'd been in New York for a bit. They had a cool crew pretty much set up, and like Olivia Kim, who is now at Nordstrom, was there, and my friend Sachi, who was the first buyer, was there, and like a lot of my friends that I'm still friends with in New York, like my friend
Right.
Julia Burlingham
Good crew.
worked there. There were a lot of people that worked there already who have gone on to do amazing other things, like artists and other fashion people. So I was by no means the first.
How long
but
were you there for?
I worked at the company for 10 years.
Wow.
Do you have like from those like relatively early days of opening ceremony before they became like a global phenomenon with stores, a fucking empire,
Yeah.
right? And putting on like insane fashion shows. Do you have like a wild memory or a memory you cherish from the early days? And I'll
Yeah.
get this ringer.
Yeah. I mean, a lot. So many.
Yeah.
I have so many great memories from working there. I mean, imagine going to your job and it's basically just like your friends.
Right.
Like, and you want to hang out with them after you're done with work. Like it was really magical. But yeah, I'm trying to think. One really funny on 8/8/08
Ooh.
was this Nike activation, which they didn't even call it an activation back then. But
Right.
it was like there was some collaboration. It was around the Olympics. And the
Beijing Olympics?
I can't even really recall.
I think in 08, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Summer Olympics 08. So Carol and Umberto had the idea to keep the store open the entire weekend, 24 hours. So my shift was like the Friday night party.
Oh.
I was managing the store. This was probably a year or two into my working there. So I had like ascended to like the manager status, which sounds amazing, but is really not because you just have to like, crack the whip on like
Yeah.
all
your friends.
like 19-year-olds.
Stop partying so much.
Yeah, but people were fucking partying. I mean, the store was like a club. We had to move some of the racks out of the way. It was fine. I mean, it was all sort of planned to be that way. But then the party ended at like whenever the party ended, 3 or 4 in the morning, and I had to stay and work through the night because we were open 24 hours. And we did, I won't name names, but we have some people who came in during the wee hours to shop wasted.
The best kind of shopper.
Yeah.
Very loose with the plastic.
I'm on a lot of Molly. Show me your softest fleeces.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just did a rack. Show me a rack.
A rack is. I'll show you what a rack is.
But I was pretty fucking dead when I left the next morning. I think I got off at like 8 in the morning or something. That was really fun. Early days
That's
as well.
a real Olympic athlete, a real Olympian.
It's a marathon.
I don't know how.
Not a sprint.
I don't know how I made it through.
How do you see because I think like when did OC kind of shut down as a retailer? Like I don't know, like 5 years.
2020. So I left the company in 2016. That was like my 10th year. And then they got bought by Farfetch at a certain point after that. And I think it was kind of the pandemic where Farfetch decided to close the retail but keep the brand. I don't know the full.
Well,
really
Opening Ceremony has
timeline
entered
of
this like legendary status, right? Where
Kinda,
it's like
yeah.
it really has, and I think a lot of people point to that era of New York and opening and associate it a lot with Opening Ceremony and kind of just like pre-social media, all that shit. How do you see OC's influence still manifesting today?
I mean, I think it does, but yeah, I mean, I think like the way that collaborations have really gone insane was something they were really early on. I mean, there's always been collaborations, like Supreme has done them forever, and Comb, and it's always been out in the world. But like these, like when we did the early like Timberland stuff and the stuff with Pendleton and like Chloe 70 and these kinds of like weird cross pollinations of like culture in ways that people were maybe hopefully not expecting. I think then that's so commonplace now, which is great and I think really cool. But that was something I think that they were really early on.
Pioneer.
Yeah. But I mean, as influential as it is, I think it's just the retail has changed so much. Like so much of it went online. OC was never really about that. I mean, there was definitely an e-commerce site that started when everyone else started their sites too, but it was always about in-person shopping, meeting people, feeling it.
Community before that became
community.
a buzzword.
I mean, the amount of people that I met in the store, some of my best friends, like I helped to buy a pair of shoes and then we just like ended up hanging out later that day. Like, so they were so much about something in retail that I think still exists, but the multi-brand retail store has had a lot of different transformations over the last couple of years, and a lot of them have gone away because of the ability for the business model to remain sustainable, and that's kind of a bummer because it's like I don't know. I love that. I mean, it allows people to be a part of fashion who aren't going to be the ones that are necessarily spending money on it, because you can go into a store and try something out and shoot the shit at a store like Opening Ceremony without feeling too much like you're expected to spend money.
Right. The pressure. Yeah.
And I think now it's like you can't even fucking walk into Loewe without them being like, just a minute, we need to wait for like a sales associate to come and help you.
Please wait outside.
Unless you're a rapper or somebody who they know is going to spend money. It's like
unless you're Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah. It always,
and I find like I mean, I fully intended to buy the Miu Miu New Balances, but the guy at the door, I was like, there's no one in the store. You don't want me to come in, that's fine. I won't spend money here.
I'm not going to beg to spend money.
Yeah. And I just feel like I'm sad a bit that era of shopping seems to be harder to come by. I think there's definitely still stores that bring that magic, but it seems to be like, the bigger conglomerates, the LVMHs of the world, the Kerings, they've consolidated the power to such a point.
It's a duopoly, dude.
Where they just can kind of call the shots on how people experience fashion nowadays.
Yeah. Opening Ceremony to me, I always said that it kind of felt like going to like an old school, like an old school record store where it's like you can just browse, you can fucking meet people.
Dig in the crates.
There's so many different brands where it like attracts so many different people.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this guy is looking at that brand Keen Key. Like maybe he knows about like Korean brands, like, and it was a place where, and I think they were influential and pioneers in like the multi-brand retailer where they would like switch the concept every month.
Yeah.
So you had a reason to go there. And it was kind of like a destination shop, but not in like a to come here to spend money. It was like come here to like check out the new shit.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, the way it was able to cross over into the music world, into like movies with the Spike Jonze stuff. And like, I remember we did like a Teva collaboration, and we were like the first people to book FK Twigs like outside of the UK for an event that we did during Coachella. And there was just really cool. It was just a place where you could throw a kind of crazy idea out, and Carol and Umberto would be like, yeah, let's see. Let's try and do that.
Right,
like,
fuck it.
And I loved that. Like, that was really cool, and it was a really cool thing
End
to be
of an
a part
era.
of.
Yeah, for real.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, after OC, you kind of a majority of your career was spent at one of our favorite stores, Trebienne.
Yes.
Shout out the Hogmans and the Malmomies. What was the best part about walking with the Hogman Bros?
Oh my God.
Simon and
so
Hudnutt.
fun, always. I would joke with Simon that sometimes I felt like at Fashion Week that the Curb Your Enthusiasm soundtrack was like theme song was like playing behind us as we were like going around to these showrooms.
What a trio, dude.
You were kind of like the third Hogman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, the story of that was that Hannes, who always did the buying with Simon, was stepping away from the buying.
Right.
That was the reason that it kind of just happened, like
To be a father.
Yeah, well, he was working more also on the brand direction for the company and like the private label collection
Everywhere in the atelier.
Yes. So I think he was just needing to take a step back from the travel, and so that's why it was like Simon was like, I don't know if I can do this all on my own. I had been friends with them. I always looked up to what they did at Trebienne when I was doing researching brands and whatnot for OC. So we had become friends just from having a similar vibe in showrooms and at fashion shows and stuff. And I was so like honored when they asked me to work, and it worked really well because when I left OC, I had been working there full time for 10 years straight right after college. And I was just like, I want to take some time. I want to work with different people. And it allowed me to work, I worked there part time, and I was able to have other clients and work on other projects. So yeah, I mean, in working with them it was amazing. I mean, it was all remote except for I visited Malmo a couple of times, and I also helped to organize all of our trips. Like when we would do Milan and Paris, I would help to, put some brands on their radar, make all the showroom meetings, make sure we're, going to the right spots and seeing the right
And Simon's
things.
like a good travel buddy. I mean, he's a lot of
So
fun.
easy.
Like, the funniest, most deadpan guy I think
I
we
know. I
So
know.
Swedish,
Shout
dude.
out to Simon. It was so easy for us. I felt like we really just got along. Like, I think when you travel with anybody, a loved one, friends, or colleagues, shit can come up.
Yeah. You don't say.
Oh, well, we might need to get into that.
No,
girls.
no, I'm kidding.
Is Trebienne the best store in the world right now?
Straight up.
Straight up. For me, yes. And it's a niche, and that's why I love it. It's the best store in the world for a specific kinds of menswear, and that's not for everybody, and they don't try and make it for everybody.
Right.
But it's not too progressive either, where it's like a great introduction to so much amazing new stuff that is maybe 1 degree or a couple degrees outside of the normal John's enthusiast's comfort zone.
Oh, you like Gitman Bros? Why don't you check out some Kiko?
Yeah. And I think that that's in a way why our collaboration was so fun, because there was an ability for me to bring in my kind of more, let's say, like experimental or directional kind of design, but I was editing myself down to a very specific type of designer because I wanted it to fit with what they were doing. And it was like, I think that we were kind of able to find this like sliver of a Venn diagram that was just like really nice.
You guys definitely carved out your own kind of you made your own Venn diagram.
Yes. And they would like go out on a limb for me on certain things and help bring in stuff that maybe they were like, oh, I don't know. But like we were.
Are you sure, Jesse?
Yeah.
Are you
there
sure?
were moments like that.
Are you sure
Not
all this Prada's going to sell?
Well, that is the stuff that does sell.
Yeah.
That's the easy stuff.
That
no,
and the
I'm
sneakers.
talking like,
Eckhouse and stuff like that.
Eckhouse Lauda.
Yeah.
I mean, we were one of the first stores to carry Bodhi. We were one of the first stores to carry Kiko.
Talk your shit.
Yeah.
And it's never guaranteed at the beginning.
What was,
you
your
never
biggest,
know.
what was your biggest brick?
Oh God, biggest brick.
With Trebien.
Jesus Christ. Let me get back to you.
Okay. What was your biggest win? Where you like?
I mean,
the biggest risk that did pay off the most.
The
Was it
Kiko was really cool to see because you have the relationships with the big companies, and they help to pay the bills, and they're the ones you've had they're the companies you've worked with for years that will progressively go up in budget and sell through more, and you can see them become ascendant. But when you start with a brand from its very first or second season, and you can see it grow, and the customer base really grow around it and be able to grow that business. Right. That's really, feels like an accomplishment. And
it is.
That was definitely something with the Kiko business. I mean, you guys know, I mean, he got very hyped. He was doing the collaborations, and he's able to I think he's able to communicate in a way that dovetails really well with Trebien, which is like, he's just very specific and unapologetic about what it is that he likes in design, his value system, the way he puts clothing out in the world. And even though the style might not always match with what Trebien is, like there's enough of an overlap that I think we made a very compelling kind of like, presentation of the brand each season. And that was fun to work on.
And your wins are kind of like more macro, more long-term. Your plans are measured in seasons.
Yeah.
Dune joke.
No, yeah.
Dune one.
As a buyer, you gotta really take a 3-year.
3 years. That's all like your
at least 3 seasons.
Okay.
That's
3 seasons.
the
Okay.
minimum. Because by the third time you're buying it, you don't have. That's the very first time you have like historical data.
Right.
Like when you buy it the second time, a lot of times the first delivery hasn't arrived. So you don't know if it's going to hit.
Yeah.
So then the third time you see it, you might have 1 season of data.
Which could be an anomaly,
which could be
real.
amazing, could be bad, but you probably don't want to base too much of your decision making. So you kind of have to give it
art and science.
Yes.
Besides Trebien, what, in your opinion, are other contenders for just your favorite best stores in the world? Take notes, people.
So I have
Take
to say
notes.
Dover Street Market,
Oh,
because I'm even gonna need another.
He's like the bag is like a magician's hat, dude. He pulled out another. Here, let me grab that out of the way.
Which Dover Street or all of them?
Getting a little parched. I think all of them. They're all pretty similar, but also different in their own way. I like that they have different buyers for each zone.
Yeah. Oh, they're called zones?
Well, I just called it a zone. Each city store has
zones
its own
of interest.
buyer.
Okay. Which is a cool way to establish a store that's multi-brand, and like it's not just all from one guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely there's very much a top-down, there's a top-down attitude set there, and it's Ray. She is.
I was gonna say Baron Adrian Jaffe.
Yeah, and also Adrian too. But like Ray is, she's the one calling the shots still, I believe. I mean, I've not worked internally there, but I've worked with them, and I know. I mean, I'm friendly with enough people who work there, but in terms of just evaluating stores and what my preference is, I think they've always been able to just be at the forefront of like who's next.
Sure. For sure.
In designer fashion, and they've supported brands from the early days.
For sure.
And I just also am such a big fan of Comb, so they have that whole universe there. So I would say definitely Dover, Trebien. I love like other indie stores in the vein of like Trebien. So like Vu Store, I think
Berlin.
Thibaut does like an incredible job there.
Great home goods too.
Yeah. I mean, they have a really cool in-store experience in Berlin, and they do really well with the online. And he's a homie. Shout out Thibaut. I think it's like CHCM in New York.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shout out Sweet Too.
Sweet Too is really, he sticks to his guns. Departmento in LA, I really like.
Yeah.
I think they're, when I went to that shop, like when they first opened it, it's just come such a long way. I went there in November, I believe was the last time. And it's just cool. It's cool to see that they're a destination for a certain kind of LA shopper who's like adventurous and wants to wear something that's
They want to get rid of their big brunch hat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. The Vanderpump Boys
LA
in there next.
really needs an antidote from that kind of style.
That's why we love Kevin at Mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mohawk kills it as well. What other stores? I mean, I love vintage and consignment too. So
what's your favorite city for vintage and consignment?
I mean, have you guys been to the Archivist in Paris?
No, I've heard of it. I mean, they have so much heat, but
it was
taxing.
Cool. Jacob put me on to that, I believe.
Yeah, Gallagher's
Jacob
a huge
Gallagher.
fan. Yeah,
we had dinner in Paris. And I went in there and I got this like Agnes B sweater that was really nice and like affordable. They have a ton of like old Montbell and they have Kiko stuff in there. And it's funny, you go in and you can see I mean, maybe I went in at a popular time, but you like see the shoppers, the guys go in there. And they're all just a bit gagged for what's going on. They're like, they can't get over it. They really love it.
It's a type of dude.
It's a type of dude for sure. And they like will just, they're like, you know, they're probably
loving it.
From out of town.
Yep.
They're probably speaking in English. And they're just like, you know, wow.
It's literally
they're
Gallagher.
Like, they're wowed.
Gallagher.
Really wowed. But they do a good job. I mean, they have really good stuff in there. Thanks God, which I mentioned earlier, also has some gems.
Thanks God.
Thanks God.
Such a silly name, like, but they have good shit. I'm telling you, check it out.
All right,
Tokyo 7 in New York is my spot forever and ever, even though they can be a bit strict at times. Like, as we know, probably anybody who's shopped there long enough knows that they can be a bit extreme. But they have, you know, all the castaways of all the fashion people.
Yeah, it's part of the charm, though. That's like how I think about
it's
it.
Like,
you know,
you can
how
really,
Supreme used to be,
and you can really read the industry.
Yeah,
when you go in there and you see what people are getting rid of.
True.
Which I don't really want to name names right now.
Sell.
But there are things in there that did not used to be in there.
Right.
And there's a lot of those things in there now. And I think that really speaks volumes when people start to get rid of their shit. I mean, it's fun to go and shop in there, but it's
lacy
just
shirts we can see your nipples and maybe grandma's doilies. You know what I mean?
Kind of stuff might be.
Some twee ass shit.
Some Wes Anderson ass shit.
Yeah.
I love that store so much. I've been going there for years. I saw all my stuff there too. So.
Well, Jesse, not that you've been fucking flexing, but it's like, oh, dinner in Paris. Oh, when I was in Tokyo. Is the glamorous jet-setting champagne and caviar lifestyle we see on all you fashion motherfuckers' Instagrams, is that the reality of working in the biz?
It's a really cool part of the job.
It exists. Okay.
It does exist, but it's I think as
honest.
It's great. I fucking love it. Are you kidding me? Like that my job brings me to Paris and Milan like twice to 4 times a year. And I have friends in these cities now. And it's like you can go to these cities and work and you don't have to be a tourist. Like, you know, you can take a day off and go to museums and be a tourist. That's great. But you're like learning the city. Like you're actually like learning it. You're learning the spots where people go. So I love that. I love that part of the job. I'm not going to downplay it at all. It's amazing. But there is this sort of hamster wheel quality that can arise where, you know, like I went to Paris in January for the menswear. Sometimes I go for the women's wear. It depends. Like, but since I'm buying for menswear stores, I don't always have to go. I can either do my meetings digitally or, you know, whatever. But sometimes I'll go if there's a project or something going on. But when you don't go and you go out to stuff or you're not there, people are like, oh, where I didn't see.
What happened?
I didn't see you. And is everything okay?
What's going on?
Are you still alive if you're not at Paris Fashion Week?
That's how we feel every time we're not at Paris Fashion Week.
Well, I'm telling you guys, I don't know why you're not there. I don't know why you're not there.
We need someone to fly us out.
I
like
know,
a
but
thought.
you play this game as if you're such an outsider, but like you could be up in there so easily.
But we love an underdog and an outsider.
You did once encourage me. There was a
to request
we're
a
gonna talk about
ticket to
this
a
brand.
fashion show.
We're gonna talk about this brand soon, but you're like, you should just. Here's their
Ask.
email. Just ask. And I asked, and they're like, "Yeah, of course you can come."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's like I don't
asking.
have any pretensions around requesting a ticket for a fashion show. I think it's because I approach it as a buyer and I know nobody on their press team gives a fuck if I'm there.
Right.
So I will send a note to somebody to be like, I'm the buyer for the brand. I would like to see the show. Is it possible? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, whatever. But like, that's how you go to shows.
Right.
Unless you're like, some people are like, I didn't get invited. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, you're not like a famous person. I mean,
No
they
one
don't
gives
give
a fuck about you.
But if they know you want to go,
Yeah.
they might just say,
We heard you
"Sure."
complaining about sitting behind Tizo touchdown at the last show.
Yeah. I can sometimes get butthurt over like the seat.
Shows can be stressful, and it is such
You know?
an ego thing, and the seat thing is a thing, and it's like people really care, and it, you know, sometimes you just don't go.
It's more like for your job, it's like a necessary one-to-one expense to revenue situation. Whereas for us, it's like
Right.
if we spend the money to go to Paris Fashion Week, how does that long term affect like our business or anything versus
Totally.
having somebody be like, hey, here's like, we're going to fly you out to like do a fucking thing or whatever.
Yeah, a collab or an event, host,
Yeah, no, I
etc.
mean, I think for people like in, like influencer, media, whatever it may be, like if you're a media or a journalist, obviously your company's paying to fly you out. If you're an influencer, you're probably working with a brand who's like covering some of the costs. So I get that. It's different from being a buyer, but I just feel like for you guys, like, I don't know, you did stuff in Milan,
Yeah.
like with Slam Jam and
Our
and,
legacy.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
We
So
got on the
you've done
hamster
it.
wheel for a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
right.
you're on it.
But
So
when you talk about that hamster wheel and like by extension taking a season off and then some people, chirping about where you were, like, do you feel burnout a lot?
I do when it's like a 2-week trip, which sometimes it is.
Isn't it sometimes more?
I've been on some crazy fucking trips in my life. I once went to Moscow, St. Petersburg, Coachella.
What?
For work? This is all work?
This
or?
is at the opening ceremony days. Isn't that
okay.
insane?
Is there
and
direct-
then
is-
Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
After LA. Well, it's Palm Springs, LA.
Is there a St. Petersburg to Indio fucking direct
I
flight?
do not
Like,
remember the fuck how I flew from St. Petersburg to California,
Oh, the
but I
dark
did
air.
do it.
the fucking Klonopins.
Obviously,
that's what
this
did it.
was when OC was doing. We were highlighting designers, and we were invited by
Was it Gosha?
a fashion week. It was the early era of Gosha. Yes, it was the early era of Gosha. That was one of the antecedents to us. Like, let's explore. There's a lot of amazing
You
design
like to
talent
explore
from.
too.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
Don't even start.
Sorry, I had to.
Don't start.
But okay, so 2 weeks or more, you start to feel a little burnout.
Yeah, I think I can do a trip for a week and a half and feel fine. But after 2 weeks, it's just like I really want to be home, and like I think, yeah, I also want to spend time and like my family doesn't live in New York, so I want to go see them. I want to be able to have that time on my calendar to travel and see them, and that can you don't want to come right back from a trip and not be home. So
Sure.
I don't know. I think for me, it's like moving around a bit less these days is nice. Like I've done it all, so I can be perfectly happy doing like the menswear twice a year and just kind of keeping it to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's
What were
fun. I
your-
love traveling. I love going to LA. I love going to Tokyo, London. It's like
I mean, doing all this
it's so
for
fun.
doing all this for 15 years and counting. Like, what are your secrets for just like this long term survival for being in the fashion industry, which is notoriously like go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
I don't know. Yeah, I think you just really, it's like anything, you just have to really love it. I think a lot of people in our industry will just say like, oh, fashion, like, ugh, like I hate it. Like, ugh, fashion people, ugh. And like, it's all true.
Yeah.
In a way.
Especially
I
the
get
people.
that. No, it's true. But like,
Fact check, facts, baby.
This motherfucker's spitting right now, dude.
no, it's like, I get it. But then
But you
it's
gotta
like,
find the good ones.
it's also just like, but then do something else. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You like
Like,
see your family,
but like,
real people.
I think you can also have burnout in the fashion world and still love clothes,
Yeah.
and be excited by
They're not
what it
mutually
is you're
exclusive,
doing.
yeah.
And I totally feel that. And I get that, but it's like, I love clothes. I love what I do. I like want to do that more. And that kind of just keeps me going. If I recalibrate a bit, the amount of time I'm out, but I don't know. Again, you guys, like I'm freelance. I get to set my own schedule.
Right.
I work from home like most of the time when I'm not traveling or in a meeting with a client outside of my office. Like, so I have it pretty good. Like I can't complain too much.
You created this
know?
life yourself.
Yeah.
I think you like this little
I
life.
do. I do.
I would like to highlight a gem because you said something great that I think the listeners need to really fucking focus on is that you can love clothes and not have this desire to work in fashion. Like, you don't need to do this for a living to enjoy this shit. And I feel like
And vice versa.
Right, exactly. And I feel, well, if you work in fashion and you hate clothes, you might. But
I know some of those
And
people.
there are a couple people
yeah,
I can
absolutely.
name
yeah, a
that are
couple,
like
yeah.
that.
But I just feel like so many kids, it's like, and we'll talk career advice and shit, of course, but it's like, and not that you shouldn't aspire to work in fashion, but it's like, you don't need to do that to love this shit at the enthusiastic level that like the three of us do, and that's why we're talking about this right now.
And I think
Yeah.
one of the best secrets that which is so almost so obvious, it's like hiding in plain sight, is that working with your friends can be one of the joys of like being in this world. And I know that you work with at this point, you can kind of like, you've built a career and a resume where you can kind of like pick and choose who you work with up to a point. you do work with a lot of emerging cool guy and cool girl brands, notably Eckhouse Lotta. Do you think, though, that Eckhouse Lotta is poised to break through from being like a downtown darling to a more mainstream audience and business?
Yes.
We feel like they're like on the cusp.
Yeah, right there.
Yes, I think they are. I think it's only a matter of time. And, I do work with a lot of brands that start out and have ambitions and, want to be scale. They want to scale and they want to, reach new markets. And I get all of that. But the ones that seem to make it are the ones that kind of slow burn for a while and then really take off. And I'm really, I see that for them too.
I mean, Kate, I think the evidence is just that Lawrence and I now are like very aware of the brand and like it.
Can pronounce it correctly.
Can pronounce it. I bought some boots of theirs. I bought the Mike boots.
Yeah. Great jeans. Like
the jeans are so good. I mean, besides the Third Cut, Our Legacy, the wide leg from Eckhouse Lotta is like my go-to.
Great shirts too, just like basics that like again could give them the kind of audience that they might have not had necessarily previously.
Yeah, I mean, I work with Mike and Zoe in the capacity of like merchandiser. So I'm trying each season before they bring the collection into the showroom to show to buyers. I'm trying to give a little more of like the commercial perspective and sort of analyze a bit of their business and say like, X amount of your sales were in products in this category or at this price point. Like, can we build on that a bit? Like, and so that's a bit of the strategy around how I work with them. But they're great. I mean, they wear all the clothes. Their friends wear all the clothes. Yeah. They know what people like, what they don't like, what works, what lands. I think it's just for them. They're trying to really, maintain and stick to their guns while also growing. And that's always a tricky part of it. I think people love it because it's not everywhere and you do kind of gotta know it. Yeah. If you know vibes. But yeah, I think that they're doing
wearable. That's
it's
what
wearable.
Maybe some people don't get.
Yeah. I mean, they have the great t-shirts, the great sweats, the jeans in there. Footwear. And then if you want to, break into something a little more avant-garde, you can do that. Their knitwear also is incredible.
Yeah.
Like Zoe studied, I believe, textiles at RISD and is sort of the mother of the knitwear game. And she's like, she's just picking really cool yarns and color combinations and things you don't really see. But then it's like super luxe stuff.
Does a brand like Eckhouse, and not them specifically, but like generally speaking, if a kind of like downtown darling, kind of like queer focused or queer leaning brand,
I love queer focused,
all of a sudden gets fucking the head of bros coming in and being like, oh, I fuck with this shit, bro.
Yo, this shit's hard.
This shit is tough. Like, because I do think that kind of like the cishet bro fashion guys, the sensibilities are leaning that way. And like, for example, I thought that you were going to say that you're wearing Eckhouse Lotta jeans, but they're Our Legacy, and Our Legacy is like a stalwart brand in our world.
Yeah.
Would a brand like Eckhouse, as an example, welcome that audience?
Yes.
Okay.
If they spend money?
Without a doubt. If they spend money, are you kidding me?
Okay.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah, come on in. The order's fine.
I think that what Eckhouse Lotta is about is like, their community and a value system, and they're like really into freedom of expression, and I think that it's kind of clothing by artists for artists. And so that's what they're going to kind of keep going. Faba. So that might not appeal to the cross section of shoppers that you're talking about. But I think if those people came around to it, there's no pretensions around like you can or can't wear this.
Why are you keeping straights out of your brand? Yeah. But also I think that the straights are like the straights are learning.
Learn how to open doors to
you guys.
Where they could look at like they could look at a piece.
I will never forget your Pride post from like a year or two ago.
I have to support my family, man.
That was really
I came out as a George wearer.
Iconic.
Ally, dude.
Wow. Yeah. But were you like outside of Julius Bar when you posted that?
Probably, to be honest. It's a big day for me.
Love that.
It was about me, by the way. It wasn't about my brother or anything. It was about me.
Thank you for your allyship.
You're welcome.
Do you see the straights kind of becoming more like queered up?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the younger you get, the less there are lines between. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
It just seems like people are even just saying queer. You know, it's like I'm a gay guy. Like we're gay guys, we're millennials, we're gay guys. But like then all of a sudden, at a certain point, you're queer, and that's cool. Like I think it's just the language shifts and it means different things to different people, and it's maybe a little more like inclusive to say queer, which I appreciate. But I think it's like. You know, you're at a certain point, you're a straight guy who says you're fluid, but that just means you like to paint your nails. Like I don't really know.
Yeah.
Like,
Being gay for pussy, as people have said before. Yeah,
right. But I don't really give a fuck. I'm like, I think people are. I believe that if it's authentic and it's what you want and feel like,
it's in your heart.
The moment
just
I knew
go
that,
for it.
The moment I knew the lines had truly become porous was when we were at a Maiden Name New York Fashion Week party, and Lawrence and I were much like when we were at Loire, which we were going to talk about. I believe we were the only straight men in the
Probably
with Gallagher and
there might have been some
Robbie.
boyfriends drug there by the women.
but it was September, and Lawrence comes. I'm like chatting with the the poly fucking he they bartender.
Oh dear.
And Lawrence comes over and goes, "Yo, bro, Josh Allen just threw a fucking dart TV." He's watching football on his phone as we're like trying on jewelry.
I think I was just looking at the game cast, not the actual game. But okay.
But speaking of Maiden Name,
we need that energy though. We need that. Diverse voices.
Let me thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jesse.
You yourself
I'm a straight ally.
You yourself are an ally. Yeah, exactly.
We need him, dude.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm here? I'm supporting you guys.
Representation matters. But I do think that a guy can like that isn't necessarily into like the Eckhouse Lotta cohesive concept is now sensible and educated enough where they can be like, oh, that whole concept maybe not for me, but I can pick and choose, and I love these jeans, and I can make it work with my own personal style, which is maybe divorced a little bit from like everything Eckhouse has going on.
Yeah, no, the jeans are really universal. I think they look good on everyone, guys, girls, different body types. There's
sample sale happening right now.
Yeah, there's a sample sale for them in LA, I believe, this weekend.
But speaking of Maiden Name, they are a pod favorite brand.
Love Maiden.
They're doing super fire shit down on Orchard Street and online. But how in today's climate, both in like the business climate that is dominated by the duopoly that you spoke of, and a media landscape that's also dominated by those that have the most advertising dollars, and those that can just like create viral fucking stunt moments, how can a small independent brand, in this case Maiden Name, continue to do super fire shit, but succeed in this like very noisy world that we're in?
I think it's hard. It's really hard. It's harder probably than it's ever been. I mean, the idea of starting a brand, you know, in New York without some backing, like it's like, I think it just gets really harder for regular people to start things up in New York. But yeah, I mean, with Alex and David and Susan at Maiden, it's like, I think what they do, which will help them always, is they don't compromise on what it is that they personally put into the project, and they really stick to their guns and believe in, you know, what it is that they're doing. And rather than looking for like the quick payoffs or like the super commercial thing, like they're sticking to their guns. I think you have to do that. I mean, I remember from some podcast years ago, like, or something with Rick Owens, him being like, his business wasn't profitable until 7 years in, and maybe he was close to breaking even at a certain point, but you know,
you need that Michelle money.
Stick to it. Yeah.
Get yourself a little sugar mama.
Yeah.
So it is that kind of like that
Michelle.
slow burn? The slow burn you spoke of earlier?
So, yeah. And I think that separates the people who really want to be in it from the people who think like, oh, this would be cool. And then, you know, they don't make it in year 1 or year 2 and they're out. Like, I mean, Dries is a good example of that. Like, he was independent until he was just... I don't know if he was bought outright or a minority invested in by Puig.
Until he wanted that fucking chateau that he's got.
Yeah, which at a certain point everybody does, and good for him. But like, he did just do a runway show every damn fashion week for whatever it was, 25 years straight from the 80s. And he just did that.
Real grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like anything.
I ain't talking
I think it's
app.
like anything. No, we're not going to go there.
Is Dries back?
Not on this podcast.
Is Dries back?
Is Dries back? Dries never went away.
Really?
For me.
Okay.
You're
a
big
Dries boy.
I'm a big Dries person. Like, I love Dries. But I don't know. I mean, I look at every season. I usually get a piece every season. So.
I felt like there was a point where he was on Van Notice, you know, and it was like, what's happening here? And I just said that to get that pun in so we can move on.
Okay, great.
Jesse, the last time the three of us hung out, the last time that we all got to hang out was after a Loire show last summer right?
Oh yeah.
Two shows ago?
Yeah.
Man,
On the
it's been a
rooftop.
minute. Yeah.
99 Scott.
And you're kind of busting our balls about how it was pretty obvious that we were the only straights there because we looked like the accountants and had zero rhythm. And we're just
No
avoiding
rhythm.
I didn't say that.
You kind of alluded to something.
Yeah.
I remember, dude. Don't lie now.
Yeah.
That you got a mic. Fucking hater.
I don't remember. I'm not saying I didn't say it, but I definitely don't
might have
remember.
been. He does love drinking.
I do love drinking.
Well,
yeah.
Laura was serving nutcrackers at that function, I believe.
Yeah.
The bar shut down though for a second, and that freaked me out. But then it opened
You
again.
might have a problem.
It did open again.
So how can the head of bros, now that we're all,
Yeah.
there's no lines anymore. How can the
We're
head
fluid.
of bros not embarrass themselves at a capital F fashion function?
Capital F.
Yeah.
Like we did.
Is that a reference to a slur?
No. Fashion industry.
Lawrence
Jerk.
wrote that,
Capital
so
F.
maybe, I don't know.
No.
That's what you
fucking
can call me.
capital F.
We got a real capital F over here.
But yeah, I mean, is it
I
Proper
think
noun.
it's like anything. It's like, I don't know, you realize what space you're in, and it's just, do you vibe with it or not? I mean, people won't
Poppers,
care
poppers help.
if you feel uncomfortable in a space. That's gonna that toxic energy is going to be felt by people around you, you know, and then you might not want to be there, and that's fine. But like, I don't know, I did that event. To me, was like so many different kinds of people
Sure,
were
totally.
there. There were like industry people, there were friends, there were like
Not
kids from
Beyonce.
the like
Celebs.
nightlife,
Yeah.
like people like
the Claremont twins and their butts?
Yeah.
exactly.
Those beautiful rumps.
So I feel like I would turn it back on you and ask you, you know, like what makes you feel out of place in a space like that?
I'll tell you, and I said this to Lawrence and Robbie. I was like, "Yo, we got to spread out. Like, we can't be moving as a unit. Like, also, I was like, "Yo, you're the only motherfucker here with your shirt tucked in. There's a lot of tucking going on, but you're the only one tucking the
okay.
shirt."
No, I get it. Yeah. I mean,
I
shit.
say just rock with whatever you are
Thank you,
like
Jesse.
presenting
Have fun.
and have fun, and like, you know, I just don't think people are going to come for you in that case. It's
Well, you
more
gotta
if you're
act like
like
you've been here before.
freaked out and
And
then
feel the rush.
not adding to then people might be like, what's going on?
And don't
You
decline
okay?
poppers. It's disrespectful in the
Oh,
community.
always take the poppers. Yes.
You want your sandworm to open.
Always.
Real quick, is straight people doing poppers like not offensive, obviously, but is that
think
like
it's
weird? It's cool. Okay.
I say, go for it.
Stamp of approval.
I feel like I did poppers for the first time with straight people after college.
Oh,
it was
really?
like I had discovered it for the first time at that point. After
Wow, what
just
a beautiful
like
moment. It's like
at
an
a
after school
party.
special.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a little bonding moment.
We can all feel the rush.
Yeah. That was Lawrence doing poppers for those of you that don't have video. Who are your favorite people in the fashion industry to party with? Let's name
Who are my
names.
favorite people in
Name
the fashion
names.
industry?
Yeah.
I mean,
Besides us, the accountants.
I love like a little Paris Fashion Week twirl from time to time. Like
Is that a euphemism?
Who we twirling
a
with?
twirl, you know, like going out and dance, like shake
yeah.
your ass, like have
it.
fun out some night with free booze, probably because it's a fashion week party. But I don't typically do that too much during menswear because it's just like slammed back to back.
Right.
But sometimes when I go for women's, it's a little less busy and I'll have my moment. But yeah, like hopefully Mike is there from Eckhouse Lotta.
Fun hang.
My friend Sam, who is the fashion director at 24/7 Showroom, she lives in Milan, but she's Canadian. We will tear crazy oftentimes in Milan or Paris together.
David and Alex.
David and Alex, for sure, no doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, there's the people who like to go out, and I'm one of those people. So
You're on the
we
circuit.
usually find each other.
You're on the twirl. The
Yeah.
whirl of twirl.
Yeah.
He's twirling on the circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, he's twirling on it.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, from play, let's get back to work for a second. A current gig you got going on. What exactly are you doing at Architectural Digest?
Oh yeah, I just started working at AD about a month and a half ago, and it's really cool. And it's like a really interesting intersection of like editing and curating and merchandising, and
Your sweet spot.
it's fun. It's like it's very that art and science mix of like looking at which affiliate e-commerce sites will convert for them. So to get into the nitty gritty, basically they're programming shopping to run alongside some of their editorial content, whether it's like a house tour, open door video,
Classic.
you know, like a designer story. So then they have these pages of products that are sourced from different, you know, retail companies online that you can buy. It might be something that like lived in the celebrity's home or something the designer mentioned. But there's a little bit of an art and science to it because you got to know the design aspect of things, but you also got to know like which sites convert to actual people buying stuff.
It sounds like this $60,000 chandelier, maybe.
You got to have the $60,000 chandelier, but then you have to have maybe,
the $600 version of it?
the sconce from West Elm next to it or something, you know, like. So it's definitely about having that mix and looking at merchandising the story overall and making sure you're hitting, you know, different price points, different customers. Visually, it's working either by room or by, you know, you might have like a cottagecore customer at the top and then more of like a modern brutalist customer. It's like, you know, it's that whole thing. Like
different strokes.
You got to know, but you got to also, I think, bring a little bit of a scientific method to it too. So I'm working with their commerce editor on sort of just over the overall strategy of how they're doing shopping and then merchandising out some of these stories for them. And it's part-time, but it's super fun. And it's really cool. Like I just renovated my apartment
which is gorgeous,
year.
By the way.
Thank you so much. I have to have you guys over for drinks soon.
Please.
But so I've been educating myself on that because clothing, fashion, menswear, all that stuff, like kind of came naturally. I was always a bit obsessed with it from a young age and I educated myself quickly around all of that. But home shit, like I did not know. Like I was really ignorant. And I think, you know, buying my place and then eventually doing the renovation and furnishing it and actually looking at stuff that I wanted to live with, not just stuff that I could afford.
Yeah. But they're kind of cousins.
Yeah.
In a way.
They're related for sure.
They totally are.
It's taste though. I mean, right? Like,
but yeah, no, I mean, but it's like, it's color palette. Like there's a color palette crossover, like pops of orange and red that you see in my closet also happen in my home. And like different materials that I tend to like show up in upholstery. Like, so there's 1000% a crossover and like with art and stuff. But,
wasn't as nervous to have you over, not going to lie.
I think your place looks great.
Thank you.
What is this couch? I've seen this couch. Yes. It
took forever to arrive during the pandemic, and then they sent the wrong color.
The color's so pretty, though.
Thank you.
Well, it's the right color. They sent the wrong one.
It's very sun-faded.
Oh, you had to
This is the correct
switch
one.
it out. Got it.
They sent a gray one, like basically what this carpet is.
Oh, no. Yeah, you need that little pop of color. No, it looks
what
you
are
got
your
some pieces in here.
Thank you. Do you have like any
vase?
Yeah. Yes. From Maiden Name.
From Maiden Name, yes.
Which again, great fucking. It's one of those stores where the clothes. Forget about the clothes that we've already talked about. The store itself, it's so
beautiful.
nice in here. I want to walk away with something because I feel like my life and my home can be this.
Style your life.
And you can.
Yeah, and David does a great job with that. He's always up on all of the like auction websites and really like hunting shit down. And
he's very also, stupidly prices the shit very cheaply.
He does price stuff to sell. It's true, especially for that corner of Manhattan. It's like there's just so much insane, you know, vintage and design goods that are priced really high. So it's I've gotten my dining table, my Eileen Gray like chrome and glass dining table he found for me. It's so nice on Live Auctioneers. And my B&B Italia couch he used because I could never come close to affording one of those new. Amazing finds, which you can go to Maiden and see.
As someone that's just renovated their entire crib and now is in the belly of the beast with AD, do you have any like foundational do's and don'ts for guys that, because a lot of John's enthusiasts, the thing that they also kind of want to struggle with or want to educate themselves on is their home. Yeah. And like interior design, home goods. Do you have any do's and don'ts foundationally for listeners that are looking to get the crib right?
I mean, I think it's just about gradual, like very gradual, like, you know, and waiting for those pieces to come up and maybe having something as like a stand-in from IKEA in the meantime, you know, like, because I know that people are always sort of like, oh, you know, is your apartment done? Like, and I'm always like, well, it's never going to be done. Exactly. Actually, like, it's a constant process.
It's a journey, not a destination.
And you're always switching stuff out and, you know, like trying to find something a little bit better. And so I just think, I don't know. You're really talking about a different scale of spending also on the interiors. So you really, you kind of want to save up for that investment piece rather than just, you know, buying something you're kind of unsure of. I think another tip is like definitely look at all the auction websites,
Sure.
live auctioneers. Just get into like being nerdy and looking at that shit.
First dibs.
First dibs for educating yourself on stuff.
pricey.
First dibs
Yeah.
not for buying. I don't think.
Really?
Like, not in my experience. I don't have the money for that.
I just done some little jewelry for the wife. Nothing like in terms
Oh,
of
for
a chair.
sure,
Yeah,
for sure. I think
just-
like you can find. I definitely put First Dibs products on like the AD shopping pages sometimes because they just have really. Yeah, you can find amazing shit there. But what I like to do is kind of educate myself via First Dibs and then try to find it through an auction website
or get inspired or whatever.
Yeah. You find stuff. You start to know what your kind of
Yeah.
you know your
Educate
your
thyself.
your vibe is, and then you find that hopefully through like another channel that
Yeah.
is cheaper.
And subscribe,
Because-
subscribe to Sammy Rice's newsletter.
Yeah.
You'll fucking that's how you educate yourself too.
Yeah, and subscribe to David's newsletter, which
Yes.
just came out, the Arcades on Substack, because he has great shit he puts up every week.
Jesse, so you have yet to be in the office, but you're going in soon. Have you given any thought to what your first day fit will be when you stroll into the office with your, I believe I called it a cunt strut?
Oh
Drum
my
roll,
God.
please.
What I would wear to the office. I mean, I've been very much in this vein of like, shirt layering, a collared shirt under half zip. I have this like comb zip up PK little cardigan sweater sort of thing that's black, but it has some like color blocking and it looks really good with a tie and a shirt under it. Maybe
You're gonna
that.
wear a tie?
I don't think I'm gonna wear a tie.
Okay.
I'll probably just wear a collared shirt because I don't want to like stunt too crazy.
Yeah.
Flex too hard.
Like, yeah, you
You
don't
don't
want to
actually
look
get off at
like.
Jesse, you smoke too tough.
Yeah, you
Your
don't
fit's too good.
But I do love that
They'll
look,
kill
and I
you.
have been wearing that look a bit with
Yeah.
the tie, just casually, but
You
more
wanna
in a
actually get off
casual
at a-
situation because you don't
Right.
really want to wear it.
you want to wear it when you want
You
to,
want
not
to
when
wear,
you have
yeah,
to.
but not when you have to. And I don't know. Have you guys seen that movie, The Color of Money?
Yes, of course, dude.
That,
Paul
I'm
Newman.
so obsessed with that movie right now for any
Scorsese.
style inspo.
The
So
sequel to The Hustler.
it's like
Cruz is great in it too, dude.
he's
Here we
so hot in it also, and like the daddy son kind
Yep.
of like
Oh, you're like corned up.
scenario. Oh my god! I mean, Paul Newman.
Yeah.
He won an Oscar for it, and
Are
yeah,
films
he's
a big
giving like
source
daddy.
of inspiration for your style?
Definitely, yes. That film recently has been a big one, and whenever I'm kind of
Great
I
shades,
kind of
good
look at my
rolly.
I
Yeah.
took photos when I was watching. I watched it on a plane ride, but I was taking photos. Like go back. I'm like, okay, I have a pant like that. I can like finesse an outfit
Damn, okay.
around it, but like maybe something like that.
Okay.
because it looks dressed up, but like not like you're trying too hard. You know,
Right.
And that's what I like about it.
Here's a question for you. First time I've used that today, Lawrence. Note that down. Is the
Noted.
AD staff low key underrated as a stylish squadron?
I mean, I don't know well enough because I just really started working there like a month ago. But are they underrated? I mean, what's cool is one of the things I just recently worked on was all the editors were asked to put together their own product pages. So I sort of worked with them on that and like rounding out certain things. So I got to get these are people I don't even know yet because
Did you
work
judge
remotely.
them? Did you judge them prematurely before meeting them?
I thought they all did a really cool job actually of picking stuff that because they were also told by the team like certain things should be like the people we work with and like
Right.
these are the sites where our customers really like to shop, and so they did a great kind of mix of like actual things from their home like, that are in the photos and then things that I think are accessible to AD readers. So that was really cool because there's some of these people I haven't even met yet, but I have like a
The
really
dossier is
I
being
got
put
it.
together.
Yeah, exactly.
you're like, yo, I wanna
I'm
hang with this-
starting to form opinions.
Or you're like, I want to hang with this bitch. Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Don't
And
judge
my
a house
friend
by its front door, people.
My friend Sam is the features editor there, and he didn't even know that I was working there. And all of a sudden, I just got CC'd on an email with him, and he was like, "Oh my god, wait, what? Jesse's okay, great.
how are his picks?
His picks were really
Trash?
good.
Okay.
He has a similar kind of green
Oh.
affinity going on, so you should check his.
Green, brown, and gray. That's what I'm going with. And
He has
some
a
blue, I guess.
similar. He has a similar.
All right.
Very unhealthy poop.
Yeah. Can you rank the Conde titles in terms of most stylish to least stylish?
No.
Okay. Is AD over GQ?
Yes.
Ooh, you heard it
I
here
mean,
first.
Who are the most stylish people? Architects.
Yeah. I
are
don't.
they?
I mean, I
They're
don't
very
know.
intentional and precise.
Yeah.
Aren't they like
I'm not
uniform
gonna
guys
speak
or are they
more on
more
that.
artistic? I guess it depends what kind of architect you are, right?
I think that architects don't always have great style, but I think that they're maybe
Virgil.
a little more influenced by, at least the architects I like, modernism, minimalism, functionality, and I generally vibe with those kinds of garments myself. So it's a relative and a personal question, but yeah.
But when you walk in the building, people are going to be like, AD guy, not a GQ guy, not a Vogue guy.
I don't know. I don't know what they'll
see.
think. We'll have to see.
Do you have with such a long, illustrious personal style journey, do you ever look back on a style phase you went through and fucking cringe really hard now?
Yeah, 100%.
What are we looking at?
I think the Vassar era of like
was
going
bad.
to the Salvation Army and just like buying $1 women's cardigans and shit like that. And
that was like early hipster days.
it was very early hipster. It was also, but it was cool too because it was like, yeah, we don't have a lot of money to spend, but we can go here and just get a bunch of shit and style ourselves out and see what we like. And but like sometimes you go back and you're like, damn, that was actually kind of cool. But like a lot of times it wasn't too,
Yeah, that happens.
So, but yeah, I don't know, but not often, I would say. I don't know. I think I've had some level of consistency.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, speaking of which, Jesse, you are, I mean, we alluded to this, but you are constantly cited on Throwing Fits as one of the most stylish real guys, right?
Real
We're like guys that we look to find like inspiration.
Real guy.
Yeah,
Versus
real
like a
man.
versus like a celebrity.
Yes.
right?
To be clear.
Okay.
We're not talking about like Bud Light drinkers. We're talking about like fucking
And twins.
Yeah, we're talking about dudes.
Yeah.
dudes.
Are there any other like guys that are maybe under the radar, behind the scenes that you think we should also be on that list right alongside you?
I mean, in terms of like, I mean, I am obsessed with just people on the street.
Yeah.
Really, like, in Chinatown, like,
That's why New York's the best.
like kind of like Chinatown grandpa style, like
Yeah.
trouser fit with like a Harrington jacket and like a beret or something like that. Like that's what I'm like inspired by in terms of like just regular people on the street. But like I'm inspired by people who don't dress regular, really.
No regular,
like,
degula.
but
we mean just like but you know what I mean? Like not
Not a celebrity.
Not that we would just see on IG.
like
Yeah.
Eric Mack, who's also an artist. I think artists are really like skaters and artists and people on the street and
Are these people you like to date as well?
I mean, sometimes.
Are you ramp tramp?
I don't know what that means.
A skater groupie.
Oh no, I used to be in high school though.
Right,
for
you're
sure.
too old now.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not really giving.
You're like, as a guy who appreciates interior design, there's not a bed frame in sight.
No, but like an older skater, sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Older skaters listening, tap in.
All the older skaters now artists.
Yeah,
Anyway, like-
it's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
That pipeline is very
Exactly.
established.
Yeah, that half
That
pipeline.
is generally the way it
Gonzalez.
goes.
If you're single.
Could you date a guy that dresses like shit?
I have before.
Yeah.
Actually.
Did you like try to then style them and that creates friction?
No. I mean,
Did you kind of like that they fucking dress
I
like
love it when
shit?
you look like shit.
I didn't love it. No, I didn't love it actually.
Oh, I can't bring you to this event. Yeah, I don't have a plus one.
No, that's
Sorry.
actually. I mean, the thing is, I think I generally am attracted to somebody who has a sense of style. So I think most of my track record dating has been people who are well dressed
Swag
generally.
lords.
And it is something that kind of attracts me to somebody if they have swag and they feel like they're
Yeah,
confident in what they're putting on. Like
Know
that's
thyself.
that's a good feeling.
absolutely.
But no, not always. It's not like a requirement.
Right.
I'm not. Yeah, I like to have stuff in common with people, so it's nice to talk about clothes sometimes. But no, yeah, I mean, could go either way.
Do you-
honestly?
Do you intentionally like? Is dating in the fashion world something you actively avoid, or like you don't care?
I don't avoid it. I feel like I meet people through work sometimes, or people who might cross over in the world of like maybe they're not buying in merchandising, but they're more on like the image making side of things, or like it's big enough that I'm down if there's a vibe.
Yeah.
He's down.
Yeah.
Well, what is the way for anyone listening? What is the way to Jesse Hudnutt's heart besides
Ooh.
dressing decently at least?
Oh God. Damn, now you're putting me on the spot.
Let's get
I
real.
don't-
Yeah.
Let's get
I
real,
think
bitch.
like if you can make me laugh and you laugh at my jokes.
Ooh. See,
That's
the ladder is very important. Yeah.
The number.
The ladder.
Oh, thanks, James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You
I
need to
don't
find
know.
Jesse
I don't
hilarious.
know.
Right.
Funny
Humor.
humor, intelligence, and references. Like if we have the same references,
Like to
and we
movies
can,
and
like,
art?
Yeah,
Or
if we can like chat for a really long time about like movies, TV, art, music.
what if they send you trash memes or like they're sending you IG reels of TikToks you've seen weeks ago?
That's a huge turn off. But it is a turn on when they send
Catch
good
up.
ones.
Yes.
Ooh.
Like good meme sharing is a really great way
I
to
haven't seen this
flirt.
boofing ketamine Bushwick meme yet. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
you guys got to look into that one.
How are
It's
they,
a really
it's
It's
good
on the
one.
Zood board. Don't worry about
How
it.
did the Throwing
I'll
Fits
send
memes?
it.
How did the Throwing Fits memes perform in the downtown, darling, cool
How
guy
would I
world?
know?
Come on, you're the mayor. You're the mayor.
I
Are
think
we
there
respected by cool people?
I think there are a few that have broken through.
Ooh. Oh
wow.
yeah, the one about the straight guys. How straight? It's from All of Us Strangers, and it's like Mescal and Andrew Scott, like how the straights POV the straights see you do poppers, and they're like that one went viral.
Paul
on
Mescal has some
gay
crazy
Instagram.
fits going.
Yeah, he seems like he's definitely fluid.
Yeah, I think he kind of gives that.
Does he
vibe.
seem a little like he's trying to?
I
hard
think
with
he
the
might be
fits?
baiting a bit.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure, ski dude.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Harry Styles.
Yeah,
Same shit.
Yeah,
That's
I
been
mean, and
established,
he
I
played a gay guy in a movie recently,
All of Us Strangers.
and he's a yeah.
Do you
and
like
he's-
his fits?
There was one where he's wearing these short shorts and
Oh,
a
yeah.
Claro hoodie,
oh,
which I
yeah.
was like, and like a New York Giants cap or something.
Sure.
And he looked really hot. I
Yeah.
have to say, like really hot.
Like I'd ask that guy for his number.
I'm Claro Hive.
Oh,
so
you are?
I was
Okay.
like, let's listen to emo music together.
What does
I
St.
was
Patrick's Day
into
mean? You
it.
can shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Jesse, you are a man about town, and we keep. I know that we've like referenced a few things, but like, what are your favorite restaurants and bars in New York City right now?
Oh my God, we're so close to Bernie's. You must go there all the time.
I do. Yeah,
He's the mayor.
I'm obsessed with Bernie's.
It's
I
the best.
love
What's your order there?
Bernie's. I always get the wedge salad.
Mm.
I get a Hendrix martini with a twist. I
Same.
get the ribs.
He loves the ribs.
get- The
See,
ribs
I
are
feel
so
like,
good.
Well, they were a newer-ish addition, and I feel like people were sleeping, and they're fucking
The
spectacular.
ribs are fire.
Have you gotten the new wings?
The wings I get too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
wings
good.
are great. That's pretty much. I mean, I've had other things on the menu that are great, like the vinegar chicken is
course.
really good. People love the eggplant parm. I don't really eat eggplant, but I've heard good things about it. The shrimp cocktail, of course.
all-timer.
But yeah, no, I love it there. Where else do I go? Oh, in a similar vein, have you guys been to Hillstone? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
He likes. I've never
On
been.
Park
No, I haven't been.
Avenue South-ish. I'm obsessed
I've
with
heard
that place.
it's amazing.
They have
I've not
like
been.
other restaurants that are called other things. I heard a rumor that it was like they are a chain restaurant, but in America, if you have more than 10 establishments, you have to put the calorie count on your menu. So that's why they have different names of them, but they're all the
Wow.
same because they don't want to
calorie
like
count.
put calories
Yeah.
on their menus.
Right.
But it's very
God
like
forbid
it's
gay guys stop coming when they know how
exactly.
many calories
We would
there are.
riot in the streets. I feel.
There's one like
Also
near.
would women.
Yeah, true.
There's one near
True.
Dover Street.
Yeah,
think.
that's the
Yeah.
one I'm thinking
Okay.
of. But there's like Houston's is also a name,
Yes.
and then Honor Bar.
I know
in
Houston's
Palm
because
Beach.
there's one in Paramus that near the
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Obsessed. It's very in the same vein though as Bernie's, like with
just like nostalgic, good comfort food.
yeah,
American
like
food.
dialed in Americana
Right.
kind of thing.
Are you a guy that goes to like the buzziest places, or do you have your spots and you're just like, I'm just going to my
I go to
spots?
Odeon like once
Hell
a
yeah.
month. Like that's kind of my spot.
The best.
I don't really go to buzzy spots, but I did recently get to have my first dinner with Matt Schneier.
Oh, where do you guys
Ooh,
go?
You were like
He's
the
the
guest.
restaurant critic. I don't think I'm allowed to say
Oh,
right now
yeah,
because he
probably
hasn't
not.
written about it yet.
Were you at
but,
Frog Club?
I wish. I want to go there.
You know you don't. Well, you should experience it.
I want to experience it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean,
Okay.
I like to be a part of the pop culture in that way, but I don't have any like high hopes for it really in
No.
terms of the food.
Don't get the dirty Kermit.
Did you like it?
No.
No.
The more I thought about it, the more I hated it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. At first, I didn't like the food. At first, it was like I thought I didn't like it because I didn't like the food, and then everything else. Slowly, I realized that's why I fucking
Right.
felt icky
Right.
walking out of there.
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, I love me some like Odeon, like a high end moment here and there, but I just like Chinatown dumplings,
Right.
like
Yeah.
Xi'an noodles.
Sure.
Ooh.
So good.
We're gonna have Matthew
I
on the
cook
pod.
a
I think
lot,
coming
too.
soon.
Good.
Yeah.
He's
when
great.
you go, well, he was on our Barstool podcast
Yeah.
years ago. But when you go out with a New York Mag food critic, with the New York Mag food critic, are they sending like? Are you getting extra special attention and everything?
Well, it's funny because he books the res
Yeah.
under a different name.
They're not supposed to know. I mean, I'm sure they know. Like,
Does he show up wearing like fucking glasses,
Yeah,
like
no.
a mustache? Like,
He shows up ready to get clocked, I think.
oh, really?
And I think he did, but they were pretty sly about it. And then it's a
Be
you
cool,
know,
be cool,
at the,
be cool.
at the end it's a
Man.
surprise because when he gets the card out, it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you know. Then they're
Damn
like,
it.
damn it, you know, because then they know the name.
right.
But he had told us that he has been at places where they clocked him, and it was like,
A dirty
oh shit, they're sending all
Kermit
this stuff
compliments
out.
of the chef
Of the Princess Frog.
of the frog.
What about bars? Where do
What
you like
about
to go? Where do you
bars?
like to
Where we
go to
drinking? Where we
party?
twirling? Where we drinking?
You took me to a great
oh,
bar.
The Dancer.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
great.
went to the Dancer.
Great. Oh, well,
That's
I wish
a
your
block
gate
from my
kept
house.
it, but
That
it's out
place
there
is
now.
great.
You
I
didn't
love
even
it
know the
there.
name. Biden, you were like, I don't even know where we were, right? We were talking about
we were
this.
at the Dancer.
No.
Yeah, it's nice to
So
have.
you
a-
were gatekeeping because he was like, Jesse took me. We were doing the questions. They're on a show. He's like, Jesse took me to this great bar. I'm like, I didn't never heard of it. I don't even remember the name.
No, I said
I'm like, what?
No, my thing was it's like my description was it is right in the heart of it all, but I had never heard of it.
yeah, a
And,
lot
like,
of people
Jesse-
don't go there.
Jesse knows, like, I feel like Jesse knows the spots that are like fucking, you know, you think you know every bar in this one neighborhood, and then he'll be just like, oh, let's go to this bar. I like it. And it's just like a bar you've never seen or heard of, but you're like, this is great.
Yeah, that spot is cool because you can be kind of in the mix of like Dime Square, Lower East Side, and you go there and it's like not too crowded.
Melting
usually.
pot, but like you can get in and
It's a very
Get a stool.
narrow, like long bar, and they have like a little table at the back. And the guys who make the drinks are really, really sweet, and it's
Good
just
drinks.
like good cocktails. It's not too expensive. It's
Right.
like they play good music. I love it there. I don't know where else do I go. Bars. I mean, Finelli.
Ooh,
I love
yeah?
Finelli in the summer,
The goat.
just sitting outside
mean,
because
that's-
it's a movie to sit on the
It
corner.
is. It's a
There's
major
that
motion
one
picture.
table at the corner
Yeah,
on
I
the
mean,
platform.
That's the best
like-
fucking seat in the house.
it's just so on a nice day in the summer on a Saturday or Sunday, hungover, and like have like a little like beer and just
Yeah.
watch people.
1,000 stop and chats as well.
Oh my God. Finelli's
Right.
was just name dropped on last night's episode of Summer House.
No, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the.
I don't even know what that is.
What?
Are you a big reality TV guy?
I just finished Love Is Blind and I watched The Traders, but I don't do like Housewives.
Apparently,
or
Traders
anything.
is that's like my wife's
That's
new
the one.
obsession.
Traders
Everyone
is really fab.
Chuck's girlfriend too. Lily,
Yeah.
she loves
Everyone
it.
is fucking.
It's really
obsessed.
fun.
Is it all
Traders.
because Alan Cumming is the goat?
Alan Cumming's amazing on it. He wears really weird outfits. He has a really weird attitude. He's in this like bizarre character that he's playing. It's fun. But Phaedra from Real Housewives of Atlanta, I don't want to give any spoilers, but she's in it and she's really
She's
good.
like the star.
And yeah, it's just really compelling TV.
What do you think of Trevor's meltdown on the Love? Did you see the reunion?
I did watch the reunion.
Okay.
Wait,
It's
which
worth
one's
it.
Trevor again?
The mullet, the jacked
Oh
guy.
God, yeah, I know.
Is he
I
the
was
villain?
like,
Yeah,
everybody
not-
tries to be so fucking clever with that
That's so
shit.
stupid.
It's like have some humility and just say you're sorry. Like
Yeah.
people love you, like they will love you. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to be this like hard. I don't know. That I felt bad.
he was
for
the
him,
sweetheart,
actually.
and then all the shit came out that he was he like had a
yeah,
girlfriend.
he had a girlfriend, right?
Oh, is that the? Did she go viral for being like I saw my
Because everybody
boyfriend
goes on there because they want to be famous,
Yeah.
not because they want to fall in love.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
And he was like
It's like the
basically
Love Island
poster
factor
boy of
too,
that.
right? To
Yeah.
some degree now, where you're too self-aware as a reality
Yeah,
star.
yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
But it was such a mess. That whole thing was such a mess. God.
Jesse, how much money do you make?
Okay, take a little sip.
Again, this is paywalled
Okay.
information.
Oh, no pun intended.
Besides clothes and eating out and travel, what do you like to spend your money on?
Besides clothes, eating out,
And besides
travel.
home goods and furniture, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do we miss?
I guess what's left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
All
what
the major
else?
food groups have been hit.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Skincare.
I buy grocery. I like to buy nice groceries.
Oh, you're a home cook, you said, right?
I've been sort of teaching myself to cook since the pandemic. I never really did it before that much, but I'm investing kind of in my kitchen and like nice knives and
Ooh.
like
Cutlery.
kitchen shit.
What's
like
your best
appliances.
dish? So if you had like somebody over that you're trying to impress, a la me and James, what are you making?
What am I making? I'm probably making like some sort of either pasta dish, which is quite easy for me to whip up these days.
Fresh,
and
like homemade pasta? or-
that's a goal of mine this
Okay.
year. I have never done that, but like I want to do that soon.
What's better than fresh
I'm
handmade
very
pasta?
excited about that. My friend, my bestie Sam in LA put me on to this Melissa Clark I'm pretty sure it's Melissa Clark. Gingery lime chicken thigh stew.
Ooh, dark meat,
That
baby.
also has like kabocha, squash, and daikon.
Hearty.
Delicious.
So that's something that I'm making as a meal prep, and I'll just eat it all week. Or like, yeah, I'll make that for you if I like you, because it's really yummy.
delicious.
All right. What's a large purchase you made recently that you came to regret?
I'm trying to think. I can't think. I can tell you about a purchase that I didn't make that I regret
Yes.
not
Oh,
making.
sure. Let's do that.
An eBay Miu Miu leather blazer from the same era as my coat, like
It got
chocolate
snatched
brown.
up.
Yeah, I just didn't win it.
Oh, you were bidding.
I was bidding. And I just didn't win it. And
What
I
were
was
we like
dumb.
maxing out at?
Well, the problem was I didn't use Auction Sniper, which I usually do use when I'm in my eBay mode.
Is that
which
like a
it's,
software bot?
It's
or
very like Web 1.0. Like it looks like like when you looked at it
GeoCities.
in Netscape in like 2001, it looks
Mom,
the
get off the
same.
phone. I'm on Auction Sniper.
Yeah, very
Trying to snipe-
that.
trying to snipe this auction.
No,
Yeah.
literally, I think I used my
Back when you
dad
could-
put me onto it when we
Really?
like when we were on modems. Like, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
still looks the same.
Wow.
But it
Back
will,
when you could name software Sniper.
right? Yeah. Now they're gonna get banned. But you can make it bid on something for you like 1 second before the auction
Oh,
ends,
fire.
so the person doesn't have a chance to outbid you.
What if they have Auction Sniper? Is it a face off?
That's
Enemy
a
at
good
the gates?
question. Well, you can literally do it for like 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 millisecond. So maybe you're just like,
1
I don't
millisecond?
know.
Damn.
Wait,
I don't know.
Did it end up going for an amount that you would have easily paid? Was it like that, or
I didn't. I kind of was out. It was Tuesday. I was like out for like the Whitney activities, and I put my bid in before, and then missed getting outbid. Unfortunately,
so someone has that, and
Yeah, for a really good
You
price
Is
that they
this-
can resell it for a lot more than what
yeah,
it
but you
went
weren't,
for.
but you weren't going to resell it. You
No,
weren't-
but I was really confident in buying because like if it doesn't fit me,
Oh,
or it
true.
doesn't, I'd like
Well,
I,
hopefully it doesn't fit them and they can relist it.
that's true.
that's what I'm hoping.
Right.
That's what I'm
If
hoping.
you're
Time
really-
to
if you're out
reload
there-
the sniper.
But my guess is the person buying these kinds of things are probably vintage people. But I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
the
see.
archivist.
It might come back around again.
Is this era of is this your current like obsession in terms
It
like that era
has
of
been
Miu Miu?
for a little while. Like I think Miu Miu right now is really good. The women's
I
wear.
do want the New Balances. Frankie, for
The New
listening.
Balances are so good. They're
They're fire.
$1,000.
I know. Yeah, no, that's the
They're
big
like
beef.
975.
Yeah.
USD.
I don't want them anymore.
But they're fucking cool.
The workwear I know is like kind of maybe people think it's played. I love a high end workwear like Prada. Obviously, they just adopted that too in their collection. All that like $5,000 Carhartts basically. The leather
Yeah,
collar.
yeah,
Absurd.
and I don't super
Very
vibe
stupid.
with it, but I think it's cool in the sense of like looking at a show to understand how it's styled and how it's merchandised and the pieces that are in there. And it's like, yeah, maybe you don't want the $800 Oxford shirt that has the Miu Miu logo, but you can get an Oxford shirt, an old one from Brooks Brothers, like at any thrift store and style it the same way. Like I love that. But yeah, the old Miu Miu stuff is just this sort of like good mix of colorful novel material, but still really classic silhouettes. And I'm a big Mucha person, like
who
everything
isn't?
she does.
The Queen. That's
and,
mother.
And then Pilati, also
Right.
amazing.
Yeah. Shout
the
out
two of them
Stefano.
together.
Where's he now?
He has his own brand called Random Identities.
That's
Puffa.
right. Yeah. I do have a
That-
big green puffa from him.
It is really good. It's supported by Dover Street Market Paris, who, they're an incubator for all these brands and they do the sales and distro.
Bad name, decent brand.
Yeah, it's a trash
Random
name.
Identities.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's kooky. He's a bit kooky.
He has great personal style.
Yeah.
Who did
it's
he model?
really cool.
Who did he model for?
He did the LV show.
That's what it was.
the first Pharrell LV
yeah,
show.
he's fucking what a great IG follow for anyone who's not familiar. He's a lord.
He's rad. I got to work with him a bit on some of the strategy around Random and got to go to Berlin and go to his studio and
Did you?
hang out with him a bit. And it was
Is
cool.
that your name? Did you advise on that name? No, I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
did. This was way after he had established.
Did you like
it.
his Xenia stuff?
Yes.
Because I feel like that was underrated, and
Yeah.
Xenia,
I mean,
because of Fear of God,
and
had
the
a
wa-
moment again, and then people
also
forget.
the YSL before that.
Yes, true, of
Because
course.
he was doing was I think after Eddie Slimane left and before whoever else came in. But yeah, he was. I think there's some really amazing pieces. from
Chris
that
Van
era.
Nash was. That's
He was
Dior.
at Dior.
That's Dior. Excuse me.
Yeah, I forget.
All right.
We can look
Stefano Pilati.
Well,
Ledge.
Jesse, speaking of legends, Jesse Hudnutt, we have come to the end, excuse me, of the podcast. Our last question for you, after being friends since our college days, becoming friends with Lawrence because he was updating you on touchdowns at the Maiden Name store event a few seasons ago. As someone that the biggest, most important names, brands, businesses turn to for consultation, we like to ask for some of that from you ourselves.
For free.
Do you have any constructive criticism you'd like to give us?
Yeah.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, you just did the pod for
I
an hour
think you
50.
guys need to pair crazier with your merch stuff. Like,
Yeah?
Okay.
I want to see more of it.
Don't know
and-
someone we could hire to help us with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
let me know. But no, I think you guys sell out stuff. I mean, do you know like how many retailers want that like level of, how surefire they can be with putting out product
We
launches?
have
Like,
a great
tell me.
community.
Tell me how many.
Yeah.
I think you need to do more with that. That would be my
We have some
constructive criticism.
samples that we would love to get your opinion on.
But do you
maybe at
think
some
that
point.
the selectiveness of what we're offering out there, that's what leads to like the rare, supply and demand,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah,
We're
but
on
you
no
have-
calendar but our own.
I mean, and it's smart because it's like you're making enough for your audience to buy them and not too many. And I think that's also great because it's like it's not wasteful. There's not a
Thank
bunch
you.
of stock left over.
it doesn't hurt our
People don't
feelings when it
feel-
doesn't sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, people don't feel bad when they're not making the money they want to make off something because they have to like mark it down or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's a really, and then, and then over time you have like the historicals of what you did,
Yeah.
LY,
data.
and you can then
Again, it's the art,
benchmark
the art and
so
science.
that's the whole game.
Yeah.
And I think you guys have a couple of these projects, so you can probably grow on it for sure.
There's potential is what I'm hearing.
There's potential.
As we always say, when we release a product, cop now or forever hold this L. It will sell out, my friends.
Well, thank you for putting together a podcast episode that is the opposite of an L, Jesse. Where can the kids follow you
Yeah.
on social media?
I'm on Instagram, JJHUD.
JJ Hood?
Yeah.
And
No
that's
nut.
kind of it. Yeah.
No TikTok, no Twitter, no.
I'm on TikTok,
fucking-
but it's like more of a fun thing. It's not really like
What's
an
your For You
industry
page
thing,
looking
but
like
if you
these days?
can find me on there, then you can find me on there.
do you like post on there?
On TikTok,
TikTok?
I have posted,
Okay.
but I don't often. I usually just use it to share funny, weird videos with friends. That's about it.
Okay.
What's your For You page looking like as you're scrolling?
My what?
Your TikTok, like the stuff you look at.
Oh, the stuff I look at. It's a lot of cooking.
Okay.
It's a lot
Love
of
that.
cooking. It's a lot of just like I had a woman who had a glass purse who was going to St. Patrick's Day bar celebrations, but didn't want to pay for $22 drinks. So she made rainbow Jello shots in her glass purse. Over a 5-day period, she would do one layer. and the next day, another
wow.
layer. And then at the end of it, she took this purse and put in a Nordstrom gift card into the Jello and her phone and toenail clippers. And then she like went.
And she was like eating the
She had a
Jello shot.
straw.
Bro.
So you just follow creative alcoholics.
Basically, yeah.
He loves to drink,
I sent
ladies
it
and
to
gentlemen.
David, and I was like, "This is where I'm headed."
That's evil genius status.
Next
it was
next-
really funny.
Next Maiden Name product, just a glass Jello shot purse.
Receptacle.
we need that.
Jello shot
Honestly,
receptacles.
form and
Next up.
function. Jesse,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on to the only
Thank you guys
podcast
Thanks
that
for
matters.
having me.
Of course, our pleasure.
It's
Chef.
been fun.
Take us out.